This college football week 3 picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hey everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
One of those guys who will get penetration.
Over.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, Stacking the Money Green, with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Already week 3, Sean. Almost to the end of college football.
Week 3, college football. Colby, Kramer's a little bit salty. It must be all that salt and Diego Pavia's piss. Joining us from the College Football Experience, Colby Dent, aka Pick Dundee. Colby, what's happening?
I'm so glad I'm not in studio because I know that studio's got to smell like a shit ton of piss. All right, let me tell you.
Diego must have had asparagus. This is bad. And
actually, no, they left the locker room very clean. As of course, the Virginia Tech. The best thing that the Virginia Tech football program has is a training staff that takes a picture and shames the other team when they leave a mess.
Oh, okay.
So Vanderbilt did not leave a mess.
Classy
no piss anywhere.
I mean,
in fact,
well, Diego Pavia is New Mexico military graduate. So I mean, of course.
What happened at halftime, Colby?
Well, Diego Pavia went in there and said, "Guys, this is a lame ass institution. They won't schedule East Carolina, James Madison, and several other schools. So what are we doing? I didn't come back for my 17th year of college football.
I didn't sue the NCAA to lose at Virginia Tech.
I am like, from a football schematic standpoint, it was one of the worst game plans I've ever seen in my life.
Coach Pry is not a good coach, right?
Now, no, of course not. I've been there for a while on offense. Defense, he's rarely come into a game with a tremendous. Although now that I think about it, his second worst performance schematically was against this Vanderbilt team last year. When it's I don't want to be disrespectful, but we're going to see this Vanderbilt team get their shit pushed in by some good SEC teams because it's a very easy offense to defend if you're not a fucking pussy.
No, it is not. Completely fucking disagree.
You can't
They're running the triple out of the gun. That's why it's successful.
But
that's why it fucked with Alabama last year. It is a hard, and no one else does it in the conference.
I think
that's why it's hard to prepare for. Every other team in the conference is doing many different air raid shit. This is why it works. This is why they went bowling last year.
I think it's very easy to defend if you attack. I think the reason why teams have a hard time with it is it's no different than the triple option. If you don't attack the triple option, you're going to get your ass beat. And I don't know
which is another offense that's never failed in the history of time as far as winning games in college football.
I'd like to see the number, the stats. I mean,
how's Nebraska been since?
Well, you can't say they would be continuing to win with the triple option. I mean, only a couple teams run it. That should speak.
Georgia Tech went to 2 Orange Bowls. How they been since?
If it was a good scheme, everyone would run it. Football teams and coaches like to win.
It is a good scheme. The last time it was
anyway,
used by
it's not relevant. My point is that Vanderbilt is not laden with talent or physicality, and so if you're not going to attack them, you're just a bitch. And at this point, what's funny about it is that Coach Pry keeps rolling out the same bullshit, and the fan base is completely revolting. In a way I've never seen before. It was already Babcock was already in the crosshairs, but I mean. It's almost like you're in one of those weird. What's the Peele's the horror movies that he makes where you're in these weird universes where everyone seems like everything's okay. Coach Pry is possessed in this weird way, and I think about how Micah Parsons has said very positive things about this man and how impactful he was on his career. What happened? Team soft. The offense is retarded.
Yeah,
the AD needs to be kneeled down and, welcomed into the afterlife by whatever.
Or
Go
they
ahead.
should run the triple option.
I do think, to Colby's point, having the fact that so few teams run it, it does in the same way that the air raid, when it was first introduced, was.
I watched Bud Foster
Exactly,
handle the triple
exactly.
option for years. I watched
Okay,
Bud
I'm
Foster
telling you,
handle.
He struggled against the triple option more than any offense. What are you talking about?
That's absolutely not true. That the team that gave Georgia Tech in its peak the most trouble was Bud Foster's defense, and why? He
No. Inaccurate.
Go pull up the numbers. Pull up the numbers.
Fucking accurate.
To
And
Colby's,
I can continue to talk ball. The reason that they created the whip linebacker was essentially to combat that bullshit. And so, I think he schematically figured out how to attack it. I don't understand if you're not going to attack it. I'm no different than the air raid. You can't sit back on the air raid. That it will eat you up. That's the whole point of the running back swing pass every time. You sit back, I'm going to take 5 yards right here.
no, but to Colby's point, I think the fact that so few teams run it, it makes it tough to prepare, especially in the era we live in where you have limited time on field. And if you're in the middle of the season, you're playing a triple option team. We talk about it all the time when we're handicapping these games. And I wish we talked to Army last week, but I think these teams struggle to prepare for it.
Doesn't like the triple
and
option,
it creates an advantage for the team that runs it.
Of course, I'm
5
just
and
saying
6.
you can't sit back.
Or I'm sorry, 6 and 5 is what Bud Foster went against Paul Johnson. And by the way, that includes the year that they implemented it, which you can imagine a gap. But even their losses, or even Georgia Tech's losses, 3-point loss, 7-point loss, overtime 3-point loss,
All those
7-point
close,
loss,
Colby.
2-point loss. No, the point is that is not success. When Virginia Tech was favored in all those games, I guarantee you that. That's
And
not
I
success.
guarantee you, like if we studied it by did they score at or below their average points per game, they scored below their average points per game when they played Bud Foster's defense.
And so did you guys.
I'm not speaking to the Virginia Tech offense. I was just
I'm
speaking
talking about
to
against. Well, no,
I was
drains the clock.
only referencing Bud Foster's defense because it attacked. It never when it lost and it got beat because it was being too aggressive. Sean, you rooted for Jim Johnson.
Did Virginia Tech have better athletes than Georgia Tech? And yet Georgia Tech almost won every fucking game. And they are 5 and 6 against Virginia Tech during that time span.
Oh, don't act like they didn't have 5-star receivers on the outside. Also, I mean, come on, Colby. Virginia Tech was recruiting 3 stars all over the field.
Georgia Tech didn't have 5 stars.
A receiver, Stephen Hill, Calvin. I mean, we can go down.
Stephen Hill was not a 5-star.
4-star. Sorry,
Dude,
elite.
a 3-star.
Virginia Tech was all 3 stars. What are you talking about?
Fucking element. You're out of your element right now.
You're crazy right now.
You're
so
out of
you
your fucking
disagree
element.
that Bud Foster had success against the triple O. So find me the other defensive coordinators that have winning records against Paul.
Well, I just think Bud Foster's a great fucking defensive coordinator.
Aggressive.
But I wouldn't describe him as successful, and that's why when we asked him on the show, he was like, "That was the team I feared most because they had success against him."
He had more success against them than most defensive coordinators in the nation.
Colby Kramer's getting a little
no, this is a crazy argument.
A little pissy, if you know what I mean. Next,
this is a crazy.
Sorry, I had to
point.
bring it back to Diego
Beavs,
Pavia.
Go Beavs. Calvin Johnson was a Chan Gailey get. It was not a Paul Johnson get. He inherited Calvin Johnson. You know what I mean? So it doesn't count.
Demarius Thomas, was he on that team? He's the only.
Colby will find a way to talk that one out. Too.
No, because Chan. Think about this. Back then, the portal wasn't crazy. Chan Gailey was the OC, former NFL guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Dallas Cowboys. Right? He recruited both those guys.
I also don't even know what you guys are arguing.
Colby,
about, honestly.
I brought up Bud Foster as a comparison to how you can have some success against the triple option by attacking it, not sitting back. Colby took that to lay out how Georgia Tech was better in spite of having inferior athletes, and I was just taking umbrage to that. Virginia Tech was not a place recruiting 4- and 5-star players. Period.
What? That was like the heyday of your recruiting,
and they still weren't recruiting. They still weren't
Georgia
recruiting.
Tech, like academics was an issue. They never got elite athletes.
All right, I'm tuning out, and I feel like the audience is too. So
you often don't have a good vibe on what the audience likes when it comes to that.
What do you mean?
When it comes to good conversation.
Mike in the chat is asking, can we get a mediator? David in the chat saying,
Mike, stand down.
my kid is crying because of all the yelling. Now David's normally at
Tell your kid to
the
man up.
Chili's in Tucson. Where do we?
Yeah, he is at the Ruby. Was it
Ruby Tuesdays?
Yeah.
So there have been anyway.
Yeah.
TLDR, there have been multiple GoFundMe pages started to fund the buyout for everyone involved.
Well, good transition because Ryan, we were hanging out in Las Vegas. I get a text on my phone. It says, "Can you buy me this?" from Colby, and then I scroll down, and it is a photo of the Washington State Cougar Mobile, aka the helmet car that apparently was going up for auction. I texted back to Colby. I greenlit a $3,000 offer for this helmet car. And Colby, did you actually place the bid? How far did it go?
No, I didn't place the bid because I thought you might be intoxicated. I realized you were in Vegas, and I thought I should have a normal conversation with Sean before we do this.
Before a capital investment.
He put a number that I think 100%. When I saw the number, I was like, "Oh, this is interesting."
Well, there's
Sean's friend, and see, I've been to the bar with Sean many of times before.
Yeah.
This isn't like a normal business thing of like, well, he told me to get the green light.
You have to do.
He might regret this in the morning.
You have to do that. You hit me up on the night when the craps table was hot. If it was the night after, I would have been like, no way. But you should have. We could have funded. We could have bought this just with craps winnings, Ryan.
It was hot, just like the night that we got hot at the craps table after Colby disappeared for the night.
Yes.
Vanished.
Whoa! This hokey talk.
Vanished just like Paul Johnson.
The shout out to Washington. It ended up going for $8,000, and there's a certain dollar amount of like joke what we could get publicity wise using it on social media.
The cost of towing it from
it turns out it doesn't have an engine. That would have been an issue.
Anyone have a flatbed truck they could lend us?
Shout out to the Flat Stick Pub, I guess, a mini golf place. So I would assume since it's a mini golf place, they're going to turn the Cougar Mobile into some sort of mini golf course.
Reach out to them. You should do a live show from the Flat Stick Pub.
That would be great.
I thought we were going to a Washington game this year before, I thought you had made the contact, hooked up a little bit of this. So we were going in October to Washington, but it turns out not. Going to Washington.
What did I tell you? I said, tentatively block off October 11th on your calendar.
Okay. What are we doing October 11th, Ryan?
Indiana plays Oregon.
Oh,
in Eugene.
That sounds fun.
One of the daughters, maybe a campus visit planned around the same time. So, I don't know.
All right. I'm in.
Stay tuned.
Is she cool hearing me talk about the triple option for a few hours?
She might. She might tune you out like any other lady.
Kramer, this might be tough because I know your daughter well, and she is a big Tom Brady advocate, and we cannot have a 4-hour conversation. She hates John Elway too, so it's going to be brutal.
She definitely doesn't side with Ryan Clark. She thinks Tom Brady's a generational talent. So Colby's on Ryan Clark's side with that. He doesn't think Tom Brady's
no, but I get his point. I really do. Like, I mean, he did a bad way of describing it. He did a bad way of describing it, but I get his point.
I would say Brady is a generational talent, and that is also me as a guy who was on Bill Belichick in that first game, catching 3.5 points. He's hurting his legacy a little bit in this start. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. It's a long year.
I mean, he won some Super Bowls with the New York Giants. I think that's where his legacy starts.
As a coordinator, right? Certainly. And Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, those weren't offensive teams. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
But you have Lawrence Taylor. Your job gets a little bit easier, I would say.
Yeah, Belichick went from Lawrence Taylor right to Tom Brady.
Two basically of the best players of all time on each side of the ball.
Yeah.
Colby he also had a guy named Junior Seau, Ty Law, Teddy Bruschi, Ted Johnson, Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis, Deion Branch, Christian Fourier.
Colby, what are you doing watching all this NFL? What's wrong with you?
Junior Seau was kind of washed up. When he
he's a bum.
No, I'm sure he was bad, but he got CTE from that car accident, right?
I remember.
Don't go down the don't go down the Junior Seau rabbit hole. You might not be a Dr. Chow fan anymore.
Yeah,
do your own research.
Well, yeah. that's definitely wouldn't research any of the stuff. With
any
Dr.
other week 2 takeaways? We went 3-1 on our picks. But there were a number of bad beats, including UConn plus 6.5, which I bet
why
at
we
7.
Get the worst of the numbers? What's up with these Tuesdays? Like UConn, you're getting 7, 7.5, 8. There was an 8, 8.5 out there. How about Iowa?
When was there an
Iowa
8.5?
I did bet Iowa at the circuit 3.5. So I cash. Hopefully, if you tailed on Iowa, you got the 3.5. The contest lines lock on Wednesday, so Iowa ended up being a push. UTSA was like the only like outright didn't have a chance there. Kansas plus 6.5. I mean, my God, they were up 21-3.
Fucking brutal.
That one I can't say is a bad beat. That was just they laid down against better competition.
No, Missouri scoring that extra touchdown, like that was a one-score game. If you watch that game, that was a one-score game.
Yeah,
And
probably should have covered.
Just a bad beat.
And then UConn not covering. I mean, not winning the game was kind of crazy.
No, they were better. They were the better football team.
But not covering was insane. It was.
Why do you think Fran had them doing fucking sprints after? Fran even knew he
covered.
God damn it!
Imagine
UConn was better.
Imagine you're a 6.5 point favorite. You cover and you still have your team doing wind sprints. That shows you and goddamn, this is a very good Connecticut team.
Yes,
also, it shows
like 9 or 10 games.
It also shows an incredible IQ from a head coach. Like, what a great way for every single booster there to be like, love that. I mean, when I see my daughter's team get punished physically after a game, all the dads just turn around and look at each other like, oh yeah, love to see this shit. So yeah, I mean, but really just tremendously awful. Like all in all, the way that some of those beats happen and the timing around them, and even just like the general, like what games I decided to like push more in and what games I decided to back off. Of course, like the games like Ohio, like could have made a decision to put Iowa State in a contest at -2.5. Didn't. The backdooring. I mean, even to some extent, the Baylor SMU game that was
no, that's another one's ridiculous.
In real time, the fact that I had UConn and SMU and both were like larger bets and both came catastrophic, like losing in the like, well, like if you're on the other side, you're like, okay, we need a field goal and then get to overtime and somehow get the ball first so we can score a touchdown, kick the extra point and not have to worry about the them scoring a field goal first or whatever. Just whatever.
Well, Greg, you hit a Mississippi State money line. That was an epic.
That was a great game.
That was a great game.
Shout out to Stormy.
Yeah,
she was out
Stormy,
there.
Coworker over on VSiN, did a great job with the game there. Colby, the Kentucky game, that one was also crazy. Obviously, from the gambling point of view, where again, I waited the last second, I bet it. I'm like 9-10. Who gives a shit? It's at 9. And of course, we're watching it. We're at the sports bar. There's a huge group of Ole Miss fans next to us, and it's that whole thing of like, oh, are they going to run the clock out? Are they not? Then Ole Miss kicks the field goal to go up 10. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be freaking killing me. This is insane. Then Kentucky, God bless them, goes on this crazy run.
Did the right thing.
Gets out of bounds. That was the real thing. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And then it's a 2-score game. They're down 10 points. You should kick the field goal there. That was the right call. They did it. And Lane, of course, apologized to gamblers after the fact.
Well, no, I mean, fuck Lane for that, because Stoops went for it on like 4th and 11 twice in Ole Miss territory. Like one was 4th and 7, one was 4th and 11. I forget the exact numbers, but that was going to be points. If you just took the field goal then you don't need to, and you can go for it then. He kind of was crazy with the way, like he's not normally that. He's normally very conservative. I was surprised. Like, what are you doing? It's 4th and 12. You got nobody on your offense. You're just going to load up and go for this? Kick the field goal, make it a 1-possession game. But it worked out in our favor somehow, some way. But I do feel like that, like, I think Lane's off on that. I think that game was a lot closer than that than him saying, well, they kicked the field goal.
Kentucky, not to be the bad beat judge, that's Ryan's gig, but Kentucky they were competitive in that game. They were winning, getting 9-10 points with that. You should have covered that game. That was That would have been a bad beat if they didn't end up getting it, I think. But again, every time I say I have a bad beat, people go, "No, that's not a bad." To me, it's a bad beat if you think you were gonna win and you don't because of some crazy shit at the end.
Yeah, I agree. And that, look, but we cashed in at night because the piss went all over you. You'll never be able to hear that song again without thinking piss.
I did. I was watching with Kramer, so I did chase a little bit with a Vanderbilt play, but didn't want to celebrate too much because clearly, you don't want to be the guy who's rooting against your buddy's team. But I did like
invested?
You did in the first half, yeah, and then a gear switched in the second half.
Well, what did I say?
You were barely watching. You were talking shit with your fellow Virginia Tech alumni.
It looked like they collectively quit. I've never seen
that's just called halftime adjustments, right? You guys just Brent probably doesn't do those things, right?
But I know you were watching all the games, Colby. But I agree with you. He's clearly terrible at in-game adjustments. New offense is bad too, but what cost them that game was physicality. Not they were the more physical team. They were aggressive in the first half. They were playing defense with confidence. And they came out in the second half and just looked like ass, like physically looked like ass.
Mega ass.
They got bullied off the ball.
Well, I think it's a good time to perhaps give Damani something in the chat. It's his birthday, and he's a Vanderbilt grad, and he was part of pissing all over you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to align with the private school pussies, good luck, Colby. I'm a public school guy, blue collar through and through. Not like you hanging out at the course.
Put ECU on the schedule, buddy.
I'm not involved anymore. I mean, I had a conversation with another Virginia Tech alum who was there around the same time I was, and we both have come to the conclusion that the program, unless new leadership shows up, someone who has a clue how to run an athletic program, it's not just football that this guy is cratering on the Virginia Tech. I mean, he's canceled programs anyway. The program will never be where it was when I was there, which is fine. I got to the last home game I went to. We defeated I believe number 1 seeded Miami team. I ran on the field and fuck everyone, like fuck Miami. I got to experience all that. I don't give a shit about I had this realization. I don't give a shit about these fucking soft ass fair weather fans that are there now walking out of the state. I don't give a shit about those people. I don't give a shit about the poor energy that they're bringing. And at the end of the day, when Michael Vick shows up on campus, I will return to rooting for this team. When he shout out to him,
once he works his way up to
well, he's fine right now. The one exception I'll make to Michael Vick is John Gruden. You have my
that, dude? I did the 2 Deep podcast.
You have my attention.
They want Gruden, okay?
Because Gruden, Gruden's on social media now, and he's fabulous. He's our generation's John Madden. He's fabulous. His unboxings are fabulous. All of his content is fabulous, and he has, much like he has an eye for Jackson Dart and thinks the Giants are fucking retards for not playing him. He has an eye for the lure of Blacksburg, Virginia. He enjoys the atmosphere, and he seems impressed by something down there. Because why else would John Gruden mention Blacksburg, Virginia, or Virginia Tech in any context? Because he wants to get back into coaching and he sees a Power 4 job that might be available soon and has a very low fucking bar right now.
I'd be very weary. There's better coaches.
Of course, that wouldn't be a great hire, but it would be fun.
John Gruden?
I would be optimistic.
You would love it, Ryan.
But I don't know if John Gruden wants that college hustle, but I see this man watching film when he doesn't have to.
They can look at your emails. They can look at your emails when you're at a state institution.
That's true. I should let them know. Maybe private schools are better.
Hey, shout out to our merch store. Look at that sweet DGen University hat Colby Dan is wearing while drinking.
Oh, nice.
Little cocktail.
I didn't even realize what I'm wearing. Look at it.
Oh yeah, first half unders, hoodie, bunch of great merch in the merch store. Promo code football gets you 25% off everything. Celebrating football is back in the merch store. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com or click on the app. The store app is free. Get all the picks, all the podcasts, one convenient place. Promo just hit SGPN in the app store. You'll be there. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on football, everything else. Hopefully you tailed my bookie, or hopefully you were over on my bookie where we hit our first touchdown bet. Kramer is now back to back as he hit Dalton Kincaid 20-1, Caleb Williams 20-1. Check out the Thursday night props episode to see who he likes for the Packers, Commanders, Redskins, and of course, go to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Score 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Terms and conditions do apply. Kramer, I was a little disappointed in Colby because he sent us a rare football, NFL, real professional football. He sent us a thing that had the Commanders in there, and I had to respond reminding Colby who are the Commanders.
Yeah, he really screwed up his own bit. Pretty excellent.
We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's got you covered for professional football, college football, anything you want. Rhythm.
Maybe we need an updated graphic here from Jake.
Well, I mean, yeah, Arch. They had a better game too, right?
Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
All right, there you go. Colby, check it in.
Wait, well, I couldn't hear that. It was so quiet.
Colby, what was your? Well, I didn't honestly watch a ton of Arch's second game. What'd you think of Arch in game 2?
I mean, he did a great job of cooking the books a little bit with those 4 touchdowns in 5 minutes, but yeah, he struggled, man. And if you watch the games, I think even those passes that he connected on for touchdowns, they were wide open. I mean, this one safety fell down on that like 80-yard touchdown. The safety fell down, so I mean, I think an FCS quarterback could have made that throw, or D2 quarterback could have made that throw. So yeah, look, I don't want to blast the kid, but I don't think he's living up to the hype right now. But
well, it was just such crazy hype they put on him, and you can only kind of disappoint at that point when the hype is that insane. Of course, Rhythm has you covered. Not only do you get the 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, but they also have a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. Something my Rhythm model says that my Sean SGPN model likes the under in the Utah Wyoming game. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting game. We're going to break it down, but Rhythm likes the under 48.5, and I agree. My model has it projected at 46.1. So if you want to start building your own models or use Rhythm's picks, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM, and make sure you track those bets with the model for a chance to win $1,000. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Before we get into the games, can we talk about this the AP poll? Colby has started doing his database top 25, where he gives out a fair and balanced top 25. And if you haven't heard this year yet, but they are essentially they mixed it up a little bit where they are releasing everyone's ballots, which is, I mean, God bless them for doing this. How did they not see this coming?
Some people get some heat,
and I hope they're going to be grading people in terms of who can keep getting to vote for the AP and not. So essentially, the woman who fell into the crosshairs. We'll start with this view. She Haley Sawyer, who and
CSUN represent.
Oh, she's a matador. Shout out to Northridge.
I don't know what it means, but I guess that you have an affiliation with your AP vote. Hers was SC. I didn't quite understand that part, but anyway, they do a side by side comparison of all this crazy ass shit that she did in her ballot, including. Moving Florida up 2 spots after losing to South Florida. In fact, here's her. You can't really see this. Let's see if we can make it bigger. Nope. No good way to make it bigger. Anyway, the key element here is that Florida somehow moved up after losing to South Florida. Not to mention she had clearly there was maybe she forgot to have someone on the ballot. I think it was Iowa State. It just seems like she wasn't actually doing any sort of work and just filling it out.
In week 2, she had a Kansas State higher than Iowa State.
Can we play the video, because I think everyone will understand.
So basically, then for some reason, she thought it would be a good idea to get on here and defend herself using her words, which of course.
But as far as what my votes are and what my process is,
pause.
I wake up early in the morning after.
First off, I see an apartment in North Hollywood that's not using air condition. Vertical
right blinds is always a tell.
Yeah.
Vertical blinds.
As far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my
So she's telling us she doesn't watch the other games.
Yeah, I wake up early after covering a game late.
You're working hard. Get it? Why? And apologies if there's any women listening.
The DJ Nets.
Why do women have to constantly make sure you understand how hard they're working? I get it.
Because then how would you know if they don't point it out?
Because I do the same thing.
Or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction.
Oh, sorry. Redo this part.
Late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really
perfect. You don't need your vote anymore. So you're saying that
Kramer, imagine if we decided the NFL this way.
This is, oh my God, you're right. Colby, how do you fall behind this?
Shout out, I'll give a full salute on the NFL show, but shout out to Commissioner Goodell doing the right thing and not suspending Jalen Carter. # free Carter.
I do agree with that. Do not suspend Jalen. It's just spit. Right? I mean, you're on a football field. You're fucking pissed.
Fluids flying all over the place. Yeah, I got accused of spitting on someone in hot yoga. Now the woman was crazy. Colby, I'll tell you the story off the air because she's a somewhat famous comedian. But she's like, "Can you stop spitting on me?" I go, "I'm not spitting on you. What are you talking about?" When you're getting there, Stephanie's got the hot songs going. Sweat is flying everywhere. Spitting is an intentional act, is what Jalen Carter did. Anyway, she didn't.
The only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
She did not remember that the 25 comedy shows and interactions we've had together. And then I
know her.
Oh yeah, I know her. She didn't remember me. And then I also ran into her in my truck when we were walking out, and she goes, "What? Why were you so upset?" I'm like, "Because you accused me of spitting on you, and I didn't spit on you." Then we go to this one of these Hollywood parties. I rarely go out. Go to one. She's fucking there, and she tractor beam eye stares me. I'm like, "Oh no, she's coming over. She's coming over. She's coming over." She's like, "So we had an interaction a few months ago." I'm like, yeah. And I just want you to know I was in a mental facility for a little while. I go, "Okay, sounds good. Sounds like you're
standard LA, right?"
And I go, "Glad to hear it." And then I just turned and started drinking my beer. And then she slowly walked off. Very crazy. She might murder me.
Let's be honest. You were like, which one? Which one did you go to? Which one were you at? Right? Because I remember back when I was young and dating. I remember Samantha went to this one. Connie went to this one. But no, I missed that. You got to tell me off air.
Yeah. when I tell you, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that person." All right, Kramer, let's get to the picks. We got a bunch.
Oh, that story is riveting. Do I know this person?
No.
Okay, perfect.
So it's not Nikki Glazer, if you're wondering. Kramer does know. We do know Nikki Glazer, and she's been nice to us. Kramer did roast Nikki Glazer in our garage. You want some old show business stories?
All right,
which is really famous because Nikki Glazer's now super famous.
She's super famous for roast specifically.
Dude.
If you Kramer made Nikki Glazer cry in our garage in 2006.
Was it Nikki or was it her friend?
Her friend really broke down, but Nikki did not take it well. Maybe she didn't cry.
Oh man.
I passed a billboard of her when I landed in Vegas.
Yeah,
and it made me think of Kramer making her cry, which was fantastic.
She's doing shows with David Spade in Vegas. Check her out. She is funny.
Just shows. I guess I had an interesting perspective, and I almost was like watching a reality show that she was starring in that also was taking place in my backyard / garage. Fun fact. maybe the only thing I've ever deleted from social media was directed at Nikki Glazer. So good times. I was getting to her though. All right. Game number 1, Colby.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
Well, like during the peak of like woke cancel season, I was like, yeah, let me just do a little quick search here. And I was like, oh shit, it's only stuff I'm saying to Nikki Glazer. Everything else.
Maybe we'll one day release the words that Kramer sent. The list of words he said, plug this into Twitter and search for these words.
This is
there were a couple hits on all.
This
of
is
our
like
accounts.
the Colby Mike Leach practice field legend story that we will only share with you in person. All right.
Me and Coach Leach were on the same page the whole time. You guys were the ones that overreacted. We were on the same page.
I didn't overreact. I just marveled in what was happening in front of me.
Yeah.
And you're right. Coach Leach was totally in on it.
He's cool.
He was enjoying the joke.
I can read fucking people, dude. All right.
Again,
bartending skills, man.
Again, if you
I knew we were good. I knew we were good on that conversation long before that even was being considered.
One of the perks to hanging out with me and Sean in Vegas, maybe Legacy Club, maybe the Craps Table, is you could get to hear that story.
Yep.
Game 1.
It's definitely a place where you can use that language.
Sean, keep focusing on the language. It's a great story.
No, it is. They're both funny.
And now, and it's like, Steve Spurrier was like the stone's throw away. Like the legend just grows and grows. NC State, little North Carolina. You on this one, Colby? Little North Carolina
I'm thinking
battle.
about that. I got invited.
Oh.
I got invited out to this, so I might have to hit up Winston Salem. I'm curious. Do they give out free cigarettes? Didn't the cigarette company like pay them to move from the RDU area like 40 miles?
Is that
out?
true?
From what I understand, that's true. So I'm curious if I can smoke some cigarettes in the parking lot and act like Billy Madison, where he's out the side of his car.
I'm pretty sure that you can probably still smoke in bars in North Carolina. I assume it's still that part of the country.
That is the best part about the Vegas airport. That there's I'm not even a smoker, but when you've been traveling a bunch or you're stressed, your flight's delayed, you're carrying CJ's luggage randomly.
Me, Sean, and Man in the Box are hanging out in the Vegas C Terminal smoking lounge / bar.
So wait, Kramer. So we had a delay. This is a couple weeks ago. Our flight was delayed.
Yep.
We had to get off.
Yep.
And they wanted you to take your luggage with you, but somehow CJ.
No, hold on. No, we didn't know we had to get off at first.
Yes.
At first, it was if you want to get off, you can get off. Then some people like me and CJ immediately got off.
Yeah.
And then, which he left his luggage on the plane, which is kind of crazy behavior. I would never leave my stuff on a plane. I guess he trusted us, but basically all of us aren't getting off, and the flight attendant starts scolding us. You need to get off the plane. It's like, okay, we get off the plane. We have to take CJ's stuff with us.
So we're rocking around with CJ's luggage. We can't find CJ.
We go to post up at the bar / smoking lounge where we think CJ went. He went to a different smoking lounge. He quote unquote got lost. But yeah, we hung out, had a good conversation with the bartender, watched some college football.
Oh, that's great.
And what was funny is you can't smoke a pipe in there. Cigarettes, cigars, okay, no pipes.
Yeah, it was.
What must have happened for that to become a thing?
Yeah, great
pipe
question.
smoke is
it's pretty
a different thing.
It's pretty overwhelming. It's very scented.
And Cameron in the chat saying the slot smoking area has some wild people in it. Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, I mean, imagine if you it's like we had a lot of time to kill, so we went in there to watch football. They had TVs.
Yeah.
But the people
around smoke, you're gonna hack
the people that go in there just to rip heaters and play super tight slot machines at the airport.
But CJ was in a different smoking lounge. We figured out so he wandered off. He went to a different smoking lounge. It was a fun day at the Las Vegas. Shout out to the Harry Airport.
I know I get fucked up every time we go to Vegas, but I vaguely have a memory of Scott Bowser with a pipe smoking. Is there any connection that could be made then?
I don't know. I mean, I have a memory of like one of the people who I would my family carpooled with when I was young. Like winter time, he'd be ripping the pipe in the car, driving us to school, like complete hotbox situation. So yeah, I mean, I have horrible memories of that smell. So I was aligned with the smoking lounge.
Kramer.
I appreciate the chat. Right
Wake
now.
Forest. Wake Forest. What do we got? NC State.
Well, now I want to go slower.
I know. One guy was complaining about the stories. The stories are the best fun. The hang.
Hold on. What did he say? Fast forward button. Shut up already.
Not if you're watching live.
That's a weird thing to tell us. So you don't actually like us. You're just here for our picks.
Colby.
You know, Lenoir Ryan plays on Friday. We could talk about them.
All right. Yeah. NC State.
Don't get Colby worked up.
NC State heads to Winston-Salem, take on Wake Forest, who is a 7.5 point home dog. I didn't verify any of this with Colby. Plus 245 on the money line. NC State minus 305. 51.5 is the total. Colby, why don't we have spreads and totals on the slides?
I don't give you them on the slides because subscribe to the college football experience where the real shit
I like this. I like this. Yeah, you can get those picks tomorrow. Unfortunately, not today. So
9:00 Eastern, youtube.com/the college experience.
Colby, what are we doing in this disaster of a game?
Well, it's a rivalry game. All right. And we don't know if they're going to be giving out free cigarettes, but we do know this. Pussy Pack is very fortunate to be 2-0. Interception in the end zone against UVA. And meanwhile, Wake Forest over there. First, they've had the Pussy Pack's number, but that was under Dave Clawson. Now they have Jake Dickert coming in, Robbie Ashford at the quarterback spot, who started at a bunch of different schools. I just think, to me, you're going on the road if you're the Pussy Pack. You haven't looked great in either outcome. You give up a lot of yards in both games. I think Wake is live here, man. I think this is a rivalry game, and the fact they're at home and you don't really know your opponent. They've never faced off as far as Dave Dorn and Jake Dickert. And Wake look really good. Week 2, week 1, they look a little iffy, but that's what you would expect with the first year coach bringing in 45 transfers. Wake, give me the points all day, man. NC State has not looked good this year. They've been fortunate, very fortunate to be 2-0. And if they win, it'll be a close win. You're getting more than a touchdown. Boom.
Yeah, no, I'm with Colby. I mean, they needed a crazy comeback, and that game against UVA was pretty physical to like get back to win that game.
It was a lot like the UConn game. They had no business winning that game.
Now
they deserved to beat ECU because ECU was asleep the first half.
Yeah. But even ECU, they only outgained them by 10 yards in that game, and that was supposed to be the spot where like, hey, this is a revenge game for embarrassment in the bowl. This is a rivalry game. You should be jacked up. Now you played UVA. You won a game maybe you shouldn't have on this a pretty sustained comeback, and now you're going on the road on a short week. That is upset special. I think Wake, while they haven't looked amazing, certainly got a little confidence going against the FCS last week. So I think Wake is I think they're live here, but certainly 7.5 all over it. Kramer, what do you know?
We should have some level of public warning about Colby fading the Pussy Pack, right? Isn't that like
but he's
warning, like just like the warning on the cigarette.
ECU covered. I'm 1-0 against them ATS on this very show.
I'm just saying, it's worth pointing out that you don't like them in general. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking around. It seems like this is one where if you're betting on Wake, you probably want to shop the 7.5, and if you're laying it with NC State, you can probably find a 7 out there. I'm with you though. I'm taking the points in this one. I don't know. There's something easy about. Maybe it's I've been around Colby too much, but especially in primetime games, it just feels like NC State's going to find a way to choke.
Especially when they're undefeated too. I mean, come on.
They're an all-time team in terms of when the moment is going in their favor, they find a way to level that shit back out.
I mean, how about this? Wake Forest has played. They've won an ACC championship in football, and they've played for 2 others in my lifetime. NC State has not ever played for an ACC. Virginia has played. Boston College has played. Pussy Pack, they're the Pussy Pack for a reason.
Boston College and Virginia Tech and Miami just all showed up. I don't know if Miami's played for any, but the other,
and they lost. Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple tech schools with more ACC championships in the last whatever you name the time. Friday night, Colorado heading to Houston, Texas to take on the Cougars. -5.5 for Houston, -220 on the money line. Colorado +180. Colby found some electric fan art for the Buffs this week. 44.5 is the total.
Art, buddy.
44.5 is the total. That's a beautiful looking bison. wearing a Colorado jersey on our screen.
That's not fan art, buddy. That's old school
And
shit right there.
I gotta be honest.
What's up?
Well, the Houston Cougar logo that you're using, youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast, looks a lot like the Ohio Bobcat logo we saw last week. I know because it's got the goatsy vibe. Where once again,
basically every cougar, every cat.
No, but it's the same circle. For this? It's the same circle with like the suggestive, like
I don't know,
something stretching.
Kramer, you really see something in these cat logos that I don't quite see.
You don't think this looks like the Ohio Bobcats logo?
Reminds me of Tub Girl too.
Right? No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Bills, the Buffalo logo rides the lemon part.
No.
Kramer's always crowbarring in these insanely gross YouTube videos.
Colby likes the lemon party. What are we talking about?
Two girls, one cup.
What are we talking about right now? Now you're gonna make me do it. You're telling me this doesn't kind of look the same? Hold on. Now I'm gonna fucking upload this image. Talk about the game.
Houston's laying 5.5. Colorado on the road 44.5. Colby, admittedly,
I already did all of that.
I didn't watch a ton of Colorado versus Delaware. I know Staub came in and looked pretty good.
Now they're the same logo.
Now it's
basically the same
very
logo.
Different. Very fucking different.
The same.
It's looking right at you. The Cougars logos to the side.
The Cougar is a little bit more alarming.
Ohio's right in your face, and there I do see the goatsy thing.
Yeah, you see it
just because you bring it up every time.
Style.
It's not. It's not. Colby, what do we think? Staub is going to start?
Well, it's funny because you had like your official people like Pete Thamel and shit was saying he's going to start, and then Coach Prime basically said like he basically shit on the media saying they're just rushing to judgment. I personally, I think Salter is going to start because Staub has never started on the road. Now Staub, to his credit, has been through the whole storm of all of this. He was there. He was an original Carl Durrell, Mike Sanford recruit.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and he's been through all of this. And to Coach Prime's credit, like he put him in the game because he said he'd been playing great in practice since he'd been back from his cancer. So there is that. And dude, he was completing 16 yards of completion against Delaware. That's kind of unheard of. Not only just for like in all of college football, that's crazy.
It's a ridiculous number, period.
Yeah. So he did impress. I do expect to see him, but I think they're probably going to play both, which I'm not crazy about. You know, like most of the times, I think Spurrier's kind of been the only one in my memory to really pull it off. But Salter has started so many games on the road in his career. I would assume that maybe he gets to start. But one thing I'll say as a Buffs fan, I kind of thought coming into the season that our receivers are really good, and they haven't really been exploited under Salter. For whatever reason, Salter tends to like to run. He likes to throw to the running backs, check down a lot. Maybe Dion is like me, where he's saying, "What the fuck, man? I like our wideouts. Why are we not pressing the ball down the field? We have very good wideouts. Why are we not pressing them down the field?" So I expect to see both, and I will take the Buffs and the points because they're getting 5.5 right now. Willie Fritz and them.
Go ahead.
We're all high on Houston to make I think we as our long shot to make the Big 12 championship. They didn't look great offensively against Rice. That score is misleading. They've scored a lot of those points late, and they're on pick sixes. So I don't know that Houston's offense is where they want it to be. So I do think Houston will probably win this game because Fritz is a very good coach. You know, X's and O's wise, I'm sure he'll figure something out. But I like the points with the Buffs just because I don't know that offense is really at the level that Fritz feels confident in.
Yeah, no, I think 5.5. Colorado
opened 4.
Okay,
bet up to 5.5. Green Book 5.5, Blue Book 4.5, Circa right in the middle at 5. So it's a little bit all over the place, but I think the money appears to be coming in on Houston, obviously moving this number up. So that could be quarterback news related. I don't know at this point what the difference would be, but
to Colby's point. Yeah, I'd like Dion on Dion's good in these get up spots, especially prime time. I think he's gonna have them ready to play. I think the numbers. I think it should be like 3.5. So I'll take the 5.5.
Oh, your fair is 3.5.
My fair model, Ryan, is 3.5. What are you doing here? You're an anti-Colorado guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it.
Okay.
You kidding me? when you throw in the guy that you didn't bring here, that's because one, you're probably an honest good coach, but two,
yes,
you're in a bad spot. When the Giants have to play Tommy DeVito, it's a bad spot. So that's this is the Tommy DeVito of the Colorado Buffs. What's all right? So next up, I was never gonna take Houston. HOJ in the sheet. Sean, was that a typo?
It was.
Okay. I didn't. That's a new abbreviation for Houston.
It's a typo.
Friday
night. Riveting podcast.
Another 4:30 p.m. kick for us out, and we'll be out in Vegas, Sean. Betting on these live.
Oh yeah.
Kansas State heads to Tucson, Arizona to take on the. Well, this is one zesty cat against another. Arizona catching 1.5 points at home, plus 105 on the money line. Kansas State minus 120. 54.5 is the total.
Man, I'll hop in here. I like Colby. Talk me out of Arizona because I think this Kansas State team looks very, very underwhelming. 0-3 ATS. The Arizona defense has been playing really good. 3.6 yards per play. They haven't allowed a touchdown. Now, certainly who have they played is the easy counter, but still, I mean, that defense was a huge issue last year. Fafita's been playing some pretty clean football, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah, they played. Yeah. I mean, even Hawaii though, I think that was a pretty good win for them. So, Arizona is looking awesome. I'm surprised they're a dog here in this spot. I don't understand the respect for Kansas State. Am I missing something? Because I like Arizona a lot here.
No, and this line's crossed 0 twice because it started out K-State as the favorite, then it went to zone and then went back to K-State. I have my problems with K-State. First off, you saw a triple option team just go destroy them.
Yes.
And no, but that was for Kramer. But I think at a place like this that has been historically a culture place, they develop within. They went out and spent a lot in the portal. They would be getting the headlines if Cody Campbell was not at Texas Tech. If you take Texas Tech out of the equation, K-State went out and paid for a lot. This was their attempt to go all in. And I don't know that works. And I think it's something that we should factor in. I think the locker room is all over the place personally. Because I think you have veterans that are used to the way Kansas State was built over the past,
I mean, when has Kansas State look good so far this season? They lose in Dublin to Iowa State. I guess maybe there were some moments there where they look good early. They barely eke out a victory against North Dakota, and then they lose at home to Army. I don't like what
they're taking money. I mean, the latest seems like they're taking the money now.
That to me, it's just like mind-boggling.
Specifically at Circa. You're seeing
so the Sharps are like in Kansas State.
I mean, let me give you the exact data. You're getting it's early, so I'm sure it's not a ton, but 54% of the tickets on Kansas State, but 83% of the handle.
Okay.
So basically all the big money's coming on Kansas State. So there's got to be that's got to be information, right? I feel like anytime money's being bet early in the week, we're like there's just going to be some form of information we find out. Like what could the information be, Colby?
I don't know, but I can't get behind K-State. I think
that's what I mean.
Room's a mess. Dylan Edwards quit the team. He was best friends. He's best friends with Avery Johnson since he was a kid. So I mean, that's gotta Avery Johnson. And I think it started with Will Howard when they sent him off to Ohio State. They said we're paying Avery Johnson. That's ever since then. I feel like K-State has not been K-State. And they brought in a bunch of players in the portal. What messages that send your other guys? They're also missing one of their top wideouts for this game. And meanwhile, Arizona on the flip side of that coin, I would say like Brent Brennan got wrongfully judged for his first season because I felt like the meat of that team on the line of scrimmage had transferred out and they saw McMillan back and Fafita back and they said, you should win 8 games. And now, he's been able to weather the storm a little bit and he switched to the air raid offense. That's another thing. Going from triple option to air raid in 7 days is a fucking challenge. So I'm all over these Wildcats. I think Fafita has been flying under the radar all offseason. He's a very good quarterback. Yeah, I'll give me the Wildcats to win this thing.
And K-State didn't take a bye from the Dublin trip. They've been going now 4 weeks in a row, and it's just we've seen teams who play in Dublin, and it takes a little bit for them to get right. Obviously, Iowa State, nice win over Iowa, but still, I think Kansas State, that's definitely not helping them. Kramer, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't know how you can bet on Kansas. I'm with you guys. I'm just highlighting all this weird money movement. So when we find out some weird fucking news on Saturday morning. Remember what I said, but
this is a Friday game.
On Friday morning, then remember what I said. Late night.
It's just crazy. We've never seen this before in college football, where like you have a historic like culture program. It'd be like Iowa buying all their players and bringing them in, and I think that's been part of the discomfort in house. Personally, I don't have any source on that, but it just seems like that from what you see.
To your point. It's why Dabo doesn't want to do it. He feels like it's going to be way too easy to fracture the culture when you're just bringing in mercenaries. Friday night, Sean, during our show, kicks off right at 7 p.m. on the West Coast. New Mexico heads out to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena to take on UCLA, who did not take over the Death Star in Vegas. That was my bad.
Did you really think they were going to have fans
UCLA
there?
minus. I even thought after watching the crowd cheer ferociously for who was it? The Chargers on Friday night. I was like, well, Chargers fans are also UCLA fans, so they must be going to the game. New Mexico catching 16 here, plus 470 on the money line, minus 650 for UCLA. 52.5 is the total. I mean, is UCLA in the same category as Kansas State? A little bit.
When have they looked good? I guess. I mean, they made that to their credit.
They got a punk ass bitch at quarterback.
They
probably fractured the culture.
I mean, they were getting destroyed by UNLV, and they came all the way back. They had a chance to tie that game late, but still, like, it's not looked good for UCLA. How can you take them laying 16 points? New Mexico, I mean, they were competitive against Michigan. They took care of Idaho State. I don't really have a ton of New Mexico thoughts. To me, it's just, how can you take UCLA laying this big of a number? Maybe this is their get right game. They do have some talent, but I'm skeptical. Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, I love New Mexico here. I think it's my favorite play on the board.
Really?
Jason Eck is a phenomenon. He will be a Power 5 head coach in the next 24 months, in my opinion. Like this, when he was at Idaho first off, he got better every year at Idaho. He took over a dumpster fire with the Vandals and got better every year. And that included, I think, multiple years of his quarterbacks getting out for the season, right? They almost beat Oregon at Oregon. Like they were in that game last year, week 1. Same with the Michigan game. Michigan game it wasn't as close as the Oregon game, but they were down 10 at the 12-minute mark in the fourth quarter at Michigan. First game, 40 transfers coming in, or 50. I think it was more than that. I think it was like 60 or 70 actually. This is a guy that went out and got an FCS All-Star team. And to me, like, I think they're live on the money line. I think this is their one time in their life to play in the fucking Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
You got the star running back from Montana State. You brought your quarterback Jack Lane from Idaho. He loaded up on guys from all over Weber State's, like half of Weber State's teams on this roster. I think they're saying, "Hey, fuck this, we're going all in." And UCLA's chemistry seems a bit off. They haven't even had the lead yet this season, right?
No,
so
their quarterback isn't a leader.
Certainly doesn't.
He
look
also
that
doesn't
way.
look that good. Like imagine paying millions of dollars for that.
Yeah. New Mexico plus 16. Kramer, what are you doing?
Same. Who's
money
betting?
Line. Sprinkle that money.
Who's
line. Just
betting
sprinkle
on
that money
UCLA?
line.
This opened at 14.5. Sean.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's all the way. Yeah, we're on the same page. All right, let's flip.
Tickets $8 right now. $8.
Let's flip. Yeah, I mean,
Parking's way more than $8.
If you've ever been to it is actually
park at my house and walk.
It is a decent tailgate experience.
Yeah.
Basically they let you park on a golf course. You drink some beers over there. But $8 is probably a high, Colby. You can probably get it for a little cheaper than that if you just walk up. Let's flip the page, Sean.
Just
hopefully,
don't talk to security.
we should make sure at the end of the show to remember to make a Friday night parlay since we'll be out in Vegas.
Oh, I'm doing the math right now on Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico money line together because
You know I'm a degenerate.
that could be very fun. Keep going.
Clemson, Georgia Tech, in Georgia Tech, I assume isn't giving up a home game to play Clemson in the Chick-fil-A Dome. 9 a.m. on the West Coast, which means it's noon local time. If time zone conversion is difficult for you, Georgia Tech plus 3.5, plus 135 on the money line. Clemson minus 160, 53.5 is the total. Although I was listening to a popular NFL podcast where they were using Central Time, which is just disgusting.
That pisses everyone off.
I mean, no one is happy with that. Colby, great logo choices here with Clemson and Georgia Tech. Which side are you? Which side of this evil empire versus evil? I don't. Is Clemson good? I'll start there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have my concerns now. The line did jump way down. This thing opened up, I think, Sunday at like 6.5, 7, something like that. So you're getting the worst of this number, but I don't care. Like, Haynes King sat out the Gardner Webb game.
I called that injury.
Ready for this.
He looked hurt at the end. What's crazy, Colby, he scored that touchdown when he was hurt to win that game and get the cover.
He's a beast, dude. I got in trouble for calling him a dog on stage at ACC Media Days, and Brent Key interrupted to say, "No, he ain't no dog," right? And then Brent Key told me later that I best not fuck that up again. Pretty much.
Wait, why? Why did he say he's not a dog?
Well, because the Georgia rivalry. So I said, I quoted his stat line. I said, against Georgia, you had like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns rushing. They called quarterback power, I think, like 22 times that game. That was my question. And then Key had not even had a microphone on him at this point. He was on stage. And when I said that, I go, "You're a dog. We all know that after that performance." And then Key came running up and he was like, "He ain't no dog." And then when I saw Key, he reminded me. He reminded me of this shit.
Hey there, Mr. Dundee.
He goes, "Damn right, he ain't no dog. Better not mess that up next time." And I go, "Okay, you're a former offensive lineman. I know when to shut the fuck up." Right?
Every college football coach voice I do is our buddy the Bayou King himself.
Water boy.
No, Ed O.
Coach
every coach thing. Just ends up being like, "Hey there, Dundee."
But dude, Haynes King, like, one of the things that blew my mind. I mean, we talked about it after the Colorado game on our show, was that when I met him, he was like, "Dude, I'm bigger than Haynes King. Like, as far as like height and everything, like I'm bigger than Haynes King." But he's got that DNA, man. He's back healthy. He practiced today. Look, Clemson only outgained Troy by 15 yards, and they have no ground game. Georgia Tech, for under Brent Key, Georgia Tech struggles against like Pitt or Wake. The big games they have shown the fuck up to. I don't feel good about Clemson right now. I don't feel good about their offense, and I do believe that despite Tom Allen improving that defense, which I do believe he's doing, I still think it's hard to cover quarterback power 50 times a game in a pivotal game, and that's what they're going to do. So I will take the Yellow Jackets more than a field goal at Bobby Dodd. Are you kidding me? Let's go.
It sucks. It's only it's a 9 a.m. game. I think
true.
I would like to see this like under the lights or something like that. And as Colby mentioned, Sean, it opened 6, so it has been bet down to 3.5. Still.
Yeah, I'm selling Georgia Tech here. Now maybe that was just the injury clarity with King. Like, okay, he's definitely going to go. We're good to lower the number, but yeah. And it's Clemson's first road game. Like, they haven't looked great at home. Now you got to go on the road. Georgia Tech's going to be up for this.
That Troy game, I mean, my God.
Yeah,
I assume Troy's not very good, Colby.
They almost lost to the Nazis, Nichols, the week before. They needed a fourth quarter rally to get that done.
Man.
And one thing I will say is, guys, I keep meeting when we were out in Vegas 2 weeks ago or whatever the fuck, 3 weeks ago.
Yes, week 0.
Why does everyone think I'm like a midget? I feel like every time they meet me, they're like, "Holy shit!" The guy, there was a guy that took a photo with you guys. I don't remember his name, but he kept talking to me. He's like, "I can't believe," and I'm like, "I'm not even that tall. Am I that tall? I don't think I'm that tall."
Well, it's just if you see people, and I have this with like people we know from our company that we're just working together on Zoom or doing shows. You have no idea how tall they are. You have an image in your mind of how tall they are, and then you actually see them live.
Every time I meet somebody, though, they think I'm like 5'5", and I'm like,
Well, that you got to ask the question because everyone's the same height on Zoom. So why are all these people projecting on you? Like for me, it's I basically have
I'm
like
angry. I'm yelling at clouds.
Maybe. I mean, I don't even like. I would imagine if they've seen pictures of all of us, like you don't. You're not the shortest guy when we're in a group, and so. They're projecting based on one of your personality traits, whether it's something when they're listening to you or more likely listening than watching.
The chat is saying Colby's checking in at 5'10". Colby, what are you 6'2"? You're definitely 6 feet, right?
I think my license says 6'3", but I'm 6'2". I think
Colby is definitely I mean, I'm 6 foot. Colby's taller than me. Colby is not someone that like appears small either.
Well, and also too, I think it's because Colby's rec league basketball team got beat by 94 points. That sounds like a guy who's 5'7".
Fair.
That sounds like a 5'7" story,
right?
I certainly, but I will say this: it is it is amusing when you do come across someone that you've only known on the internet and they're very small.
Well, it's just so strange because like it's become such a thing that I feel like majority of the people are like, holy fuck, I didn't know you're this tall. And I'm like, am I that tall?
Well,
like,
Colby, also you are tall.
Considered this anywhere in life.
You are tall. So when someone meets you, it's probably alarming.
Wait, we got a sexy. I think this is a bot.
Really?
Fitness Chick 4.
Oh, what's up?
On Twitch saying who is 5'2".
None of
us. And then look at this follow.
That's what they thought I was.
She goes, everyone is the same height lying down. Great point, Fitness.
That's
Chick.
not true at all. Like a huge fat guy is way taller laying down.
Yeah, you got to climb the mountains for some of the big guys.
Also, like depends on how the current blood flow and how erect you are. That comes into when you're laying down. That becomes your height. Assuming you're not a big fat guy.
We got the backyard brawl.
That's true. Only one 9 a.m. game because we got it right to the backyard brawl, which probably should be a night game.
Moneyline Mac will be here.
Oh, at the game?
12:30 p.m. On the West Coast in Morgantown, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. I've seen Mac out there, not learning his lessons and berating Pitt fans. He really is. He doesn't understand what a jinx is. I don't think the idea of potentially influencing the outcome of a game based on his words.
He is going all in.
Shout out to Providence. Pittsburgh -7, -280 on the money line. West Virginia +225. 57.5 is the total. I mean, I assume the handicap here is this is a massive number for this type of rivalry, but we do have new coach. Great logos, Colby, by the way. New coach and ramping up back up at West Virginia and a Pitt team that I think at least we liked preseason. So where are you at, Fitness Chick? Does she have a take on the game?
She's asking like all these questions. What's the first thing you did when you woke up today? Everyone answer.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But the chat can't see it probably because she's on Twitch for some reason.
Because I was going to have fun with this because laying down, have you ever been laying down on a bed after the backyard brawl? So I was going to ask her.
Oh yeah. It's on fire. Probably. You don't want to lay down on a bed especially if it's outside. Couches. All that good stuff. But by the way, the West Virginia man looks very tall. Speaking of things that are tall, Colby, we're taking the points, right?
Well, look, this consider me. This could be the potential Benedict.
Wow.
What? Because you're going to be scared to do it in front of me.
Well, I guys, we did the show on Tuesday night into Wednesday.
You sound like one of these internet touts.
And I got a much better number on Pitt than what we're seeing. I've seen 7. To me, at a touchdown, I think you should buy into West Virginia.
Oh my God! What number you got?
We're calling it 7.
I got 3.5.
Yeah, he's saying he got a much better number.
When did you get 3.5?
Sunday.
No, come on.
Yeah,
no.
Colby's line opener show. You got to tune in.
All right. Well, 3.5.
7.
Different.
I think you got to go in on Dub V. I think you got to go on a Dub V because this is the fucking backyard brawl.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. You're getting 7 points with the home dog. You look at some of these, even last year, the Pitt win 38-34, their other win 38-31. I mean, you go back to when they previously had it. It seems like it's not Iowa State because it's not low scoring, but these games are usually competitive. And West Virginia's coming off a loss. We did a good job of identifying that spot in Athens as a look ahead to this game.
Were they
the way Rich Rod left Morgantown was this game. He hasn't been back in like 20 fucking years. West Virginia fans hated him, even though this is a guy that played defensive back for West Virginia, coached there to their best year in their history of their existence. And then he left for Michigan after they were a game away from the national championship, and LaShawn McCoy and Dave Wanstead and company beat them. So that was this specific game. I don't know that the stakes can be any higher on him coming back to this. That's what makes it tricky on like a touchdown. I feel like the place is going to fucking explode for this place. You know, like for this game in general, I think you got to take a touchdown. At a touchdown, I think you just, this is a fucking heated rivalry. More than, I would say, a lot of people talk Iron Bowl or Michigan, Ohio State. To me, like this and the Egg Bowl and maybe the Holy War are nastier than those ones. They're nastier than, like, they will go to Morgantown. That's all I would say, folks. Go to Morgantown for this game. It's a nasty fucking rivalry.
So you're saying eat shit, Pitt. You're taking West Virginia
at 7. I think you got to take West Virginia.
And I think probably what moved it was the running back for West Virginia, Jaheim White, is now out for the season. But I would imagine they were probably already factoring that in when they opened the number, but maybe not. So to me, it's just a rivalry game. Home dog. They're going to get up for this. Kramer, what are you doing?
When I was at Tech, again during the good years,
yes,
one of the rivals that Virginia Tech had was West Virginia. So fuck West Virginia. Sorry, Mac. Lay it with Pitt. Plus, I got a nice conference ticket. This is a non-conference game, though, right?
Non-conference game.
I don't think West Virginia's live on the money line. I think Pitt wins, but I don't think they covered the 7.
I'm with you. Hence my 3.5.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Georgia heads to Knoxville, Tennessee to take on the Vols, who are 4-point home dogs here, plus 150 on the money line. Georgia minus 180, 49.5 is the total. Again, excellent logo there for the Vols. Looks like a ripped off Converse logo. But aren't we? You made the mistake of calling King a dog, but aren't we just taking the dogs here? This I don't quite understand. I don't. And I heard one of the circa college football bookmakers on VSiN today talking about how he would have made this much shorter.
Really?
And I was completely blown away. I've watched the majority of both teams' games, or at least seen a chunk of each one of the games they played, and I don't quite get that at all. I'm all over Georgia here, Colby.
Yeah, and the line movement is going towards Tennessee's favor, but I don't give a fuck. Like, okay, Kirby Smart came to Georgia in 2016 as a head coach. Yeah. They lost on a Hail Mary that game. They lost. Yeah. They lost. Okay, after that, he has won every single game. He's won every single game by double digits. Look, here's the thing: Kirby Smart, former safety at Georgia, great defensive mind. Tennessee runs the veer and shoot shit. To me, it's too gimmicky against a very good defensive coordinator. I'm all over the dogs here. And another thing is, I think go watch that ETSU in the Syracuse game. I like Aguilar. I'm rooting for him because we all want him to be great and Nico to be terrible, right? But there's some balls where you're just like, yeah, against a good defense, that's going to be picked off. Dogs, heavy. Let's go.
And to your point, this opened 6.5. So, and based on numbers that it's 4 at the circuit, but there are some places starting to move to even 3.5.
Yeah, I was seeing some 3.5s. But to Colby's point, they've won. Georgia's won 8 of these in a row, and you're getting it. And they're only laying 4. I wasn't.
Tennessee also an all-time choke job program.
Yeah, and I mean they didn't look amazing against Syracuse, and Syracuse is not that good this year. I was not impressed with their performance against Syracuse, Tennessee. I don't understand why they're only getting 4 points. I think 4 and below, this is a smash for Georgia. If I'm getting 6 or 7, maybe I'm talking myself into Tennessee, but again, Georgia has the defense.
Yeah, gonna need to see it from Tennessee. 1:30 p.m. on the West Coast.
Georgia minus 4 for Kramer.
Yes. Like I said, to start the entire thing before I throw it to Colby. I know you may maybe
get 3.5 right now too.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Shop. Yeah. Find those 3.5s.
Miami, Florida, South Florida is catching 17.5. Colby, I think there's even I want to say there's even 18.5s out there in this one, but Miami minus 800, South Florida plus 550, 56.5 is the total. South Florida just putting their nuts on the table with this schedule to open the season. Gotta love it. And don't ever sleep on South Florida or Central Florida in the state of Florida, because they have massive amount of people that went there. They're like the JMU or something like that, a low bar school, easy to get into. Lots of kids go. It's like to travel to root for their school, going against private school pussies of Miami, who I have to admit, their offensive line's a problem. It's very good. I think it's going to allow them.
It's one game though. It's one game.
I think it's very good. I think it's going to allow them to win a lot of games, assuming their coach doesn't shit himself when it matters. But and by the way, the South Florida logo on screen, very, very nice. I never understood why the duck has a Band-Aid over its eye and smoking a pipe. That wouldn't be allowed in the Vegas airport. I'm taking South Florida to complete an absolutely magical run here. And take over the stadium in the process. So this might be the game I circle and say USF might have the crowd here, Colby.
I mean, I was impressed by Miami's crowd against Notre Dame. So
I know that was Notre Dame. This is South Florida.
Yeah.
The U is back. They do have a big game against Florida next week. I don't know if that impacts this because South Florida
devalued by South Florida beating Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly,
maybe.
But I'm saying, is Miami potentially looking a little past South Florida? Probably not, because South Florida's gotten some hype, but it could. I mean,
never underestimate.
Byron Brown is just a dog. How can you not love this guy? Just the way he attacks the field, the way he invites contact as a quarterback. I get that. I get why they're catching this many points. But also, how are you getting in front of this bull right now? You're going to get the horns from South Florida. Miami has a good offensive line, to your guys' point.
And Carson Beck's looked okay because of it.
And that was a nice win against Notre Dame. Notre Dame, well coached, tough spot for them opening up on the road. But this number is way too big.
Notre Dame also was starting a first time starter.
Yeah, give me South Florida and 17.5.
And that's a good point, because I think if you circle a lot of this stuff that's happened, whether what teams have won on the road,
experience,
short of Cal at Oregon State, which Oregon State's got its own. I don't even know what you classify them as. Are they a Power 5? Are they a Mountain West pack? That's the only one that really. Look everywhere else. If you've won on the road, you've won with an experienced quarterback that started a lot of games, which obviously South Florida has. I'll take the points too. I mean, look, yeah. I am a little weary that this now becomes the target game, and Florida is the team that we look to play on the money line.
That's a letdown. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still think 18. You said 18.5.
17.
17.5 in most places. You can find 18.5, but we're picking it at 17.5.
Here, I mean, just the fact Notre Dame I don't think they knew what they wanted to do offensively, and South Florida will press that. And look, I had on the college experience when we had when we did our South Florida preview, I had on a guy down there, and he nailed them to a T. He said Todd Orlando's got this defense much better than people think, and Byron Brown and the receivers they got in the portal, the kid from Tennessee, everything. He basically said, and he brought up specifically this game, because he said last year they won 50-15. But he said at halftime, the score was 22-15, and essentially USF made a mistake in the final couple seconds of the half that led to Miami getting the lead, and they kind of ran away with it at that point. He thinks the game was much closer than the final score indicates. So I will look, Cristobal having his team prepared, 18, give me the points.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is an element too early in the season to where when you're playing well, there's confidence there that, I think, I don't know if it's just Miami and the coach / quarterback combo, but oh wow. What's this?
We're laughing at the, I've been talking to Fitness Chick 4. Really? She said, did all three of you guys play in college football? She might, I don't like to mention it, but I did.
I like Fitness Chick 3.
Yeah, no, Fitness Chick 4. If Colby's maybe more Fitness Chick 3.
I think this is a real person, huh?
Well, I mean, it's. I get maybe you're new to the show. I did win the Heisman Trophy in 2014. I did play quarterback for Penn State for a couple years. I don't like to mention it.
Yeah.
Kramer, what? Where you went to?
Won a Kentucky Derby.
I eat everything. I eat the pussy. I eat the butt. I eat every motherfucking thing. Yeah, right.
Colby was the equipment manager at Penn State.
Yep.
That's how he. No, I'm kidding. He was
5'2".
5'2". He was a punt returner. He was a specialist. But yeah, no, I played quarterback.
Jeffrey
Heisman
Epstein
Trophy.
of Penn State football. I don't even know what that means.
Hey, we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code SGPN, support a Heisman Trophy winner, myself, where you can play $5 and get $50 in bonus funds. Colby, what are we doing here?
Well, let's jump over to Friday's action as I'm loading this up right now.
Please, winners only, Colby.
Yeah, our winners only strategy is working well.
What happened last week?
No, I thought we hit last.
We cashed.
Week.
I think we cashed on this. Yeah.
Got a little deposit.
Gronowski over 25.5 rushing yards. Kramer's always trying to throw shade just because he got pissed on all weekend.
Who's throwing shade? I'm just reminding you winners.
All I do is winners. All right. Subscribe to the college football experience. All right.
No, we know what? No, sorry, we did miss because we had Miller Moss. Higher 249.5 passing yards. That was not a win.
What did he close with?
151. So we're not close. And that's what I should have spoke up because I was on JMU. But we got winners loading. Colby, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm trying to.
What about? Do we want to take a Haynes King? Or a rush or receiving touchdown?
Yes, definitely.
It's 1.09x.
This dude's getting
rushing is gonna happen.
Yeah,
this guy's getting in the end zone, playing Haynes King, higher rushing and receiving.
Yeah, I got the college
touchdown.
Stuff.
What do my college is not loading. I'm getting tennis.
Don't worry, Colby. I'm in the shallow end right now. It's easy.
Do we fade Klubnik's passing yards?
Oh, you want to just stay in that game?
What else?
Okay. No, we can.
Let's go Wisconsin, Bama.
Okay.
I'm sure we.
I'll take the under on everything Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to take the QB under passing yards?
Lower.
Sorry, lower.
Yes, because
that's
just look. That's Danny O'Neal. That's not the wait. That's I don't think Billy Edwards is back yet.
Danny O'Neal is who we're talking.
Danny O'Neal, 160 passing yards lower. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. $100 entry returns $327 and use that promo code SGPN. You can play $5, get $50 in bonus funds. I don't need the money, fitness chick, for I'm independently wealthy for my Heisman Trophy. Of course, we're also brought to you by Novig, baby. Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig available in 35 states, even the great state of Hawaii, Alaska, California, Pennsylvania, Maine. Shout out to Maine. Good times. Download the Novig app, use the promo code SGPN, and spend $5 and get $50 in Novig coins. Download Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Promo code SGPN.
All right, back at it. I didn't even realize Colby created a novel for the episode tonight in terms of the list of games we're talking about, and somehow so we're talking about all these games, and Alabama versus Wisconsin isn't one of them. Wow,
not interested.
4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss. Shout out to Lane Kiffin and his love of just gambling awareness. I appreciate
You
that.
gotta love it.
I just appreciate that he says the quiet part out loud, and he doesn't want the boosters mad at him. Arkansas catching 7 here, plus 225 on the money line, minus 280 for Ole Miss. 61.5 is the total. How has Ole Miss been doing without the great Jackson Dart, Colby?
I mean, they're undefeated, but they're 1-1 ATS, I believe. So
Haven't played anyone either.
Ole Miss? No, I mean, well, what are you talking about? They played Kentucky last week.
Trash Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
This guy, I mean, as a Hokie, Kentucky, you're dreaming of being Kentucky right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I already expressed this to you. I was there when the program was good. I'm not there anymore. I can't do anything. I'm not writing checks, and I can't be on campus to help the program.
Taylor Green, the Arkansas quarterback, has looked pretty good. But to me, this is I feel like this could be a smash spot for Ole Miss. Now they won 63-31 last year. I think it'll be a little bit closer, but Ole Miss offense at home. I think they're going to be able to put it on Arkansas, but I do like Taylor Green. Colby, can you talk me into Arkansas? I think I'm going Ole Miss.
Of course, Road Rash face. Bobby Petrino is the OC.
Yeah.
Sam Pulled Pork Pittman. They don't put up with no bullshit. And look, I heard Pulled Pork Pittman at his luncheon saying this offensive line's best offensive line he had in a while. Now, who knows if he had to say that to get the free pulled pork sandwiches he's about to suck down, but still, I don't know about that. I think Ole Miss has been fool's gold for years, guys. Like the reason why they can run it up on some of these teams, and they did it with Arkansas a year ago.
Yeah.
I think this Arkansas team, I'm on the over on the win total. I've been repping them. Everyone disrespects. I think Sam Pittman's a good football coach. I think Bobby Petrino is a very good offensive coordinator. And I think with Taylor Green in year 2 of that offense, I think is a benefit to Arkansas that a lot of people aren't seeing. So give me the points. Sprinkle the money line.
Was Arkansas not one of those teams that were Pulled Pork Pittman was going to get fired and Petrino was going to take over?
Colby was planning that. It is fun to say "Woo Pig Suey."
Yeah.
Well,
I do like that quarterback though.
But you're saying like I'm hypothesizing when your offensive, it's not. I can't think of one other school in America where the offensive coordinator goes to the basketball game and gets a standing O.
Well, I mean, he is a legend in the area. I don't know if you've heard his stories. Likes to ride the motorcycle.
All right,
what are you going with?
I'm sticking to my guns. Lane was mentioning how he felt bad about covering the spread. His tenure is built on built on preventing going back-to-back spreads, not covering in back-to-back spreads. Give me Ole Miss laying the 7. Kramer, what are you doing?
I mean the number open 8.5. Arkansas has taken some money. It's still on 7. I'm gonna go with our buddy Bobby Petrino, Road Rash face, and Woo Pig Suey here and take the points. Someone got in my head earlier saying we were taking too much chalk. Although I'm realizing I have.
What do you mean we're taking too much? We said New Mexico on the money line. Get that clown out of here.
I
have 2 favorites.
I was gonna say we have a tremendous amount of dogs, and Sean's taking all this chalk. It's ridiculous.
What do you mean?
ODU. Why did this make the list?
Oh, Sean, he stumbled upon.
Why did this make the list over Alabama, Wisconsin?
I wonder why.
Oh, look at the Old Dominion logo is just such a great cat. Meow, ODU.
What happened in that area that we had Spartans, we have queer cats. Great choice on the Hokie as well here, but I as a TMZ fan, as a TMZ fan, we should be talking about Alabama, Wisconsin before we talk about Old Dominion,
Wisconsin.
Virginia Tech.
Ever since he went to that foo-foo offense, hasn't been relevant. All right,
it's just Big Ten, SEC. It's what everyone wants to talk about. Hokies laying 7.5. This is diabolical.
Colby
minus 305 on the money line. ODU plus 245. 50.5 is the total.
Colby, isn't Colton Joseph just gonna run all over this soft ass Virginia Tech defense?
Is this guy Pavia 2.0? Because he leads the nation. He leads the nation in rushing for a quarterback. And now you gotta figure this out. I mean, Prize he probably put the house, talk to the real estate agent, get it going.
Who's betting? Who's betting on this shit? Who's betting? Who's laying 7.5?
It opened 10.
Who's laying any of it?
Yeah.
Why hasn't it gone?
Did he do? Colton Joseph, 10 rushes, 179 yards.
2 touchdowns against Indiana. Kurt Signetti, a little bit better of a coach than Coach Pry. I think the wrong team is favored.
This Lion's bound to piss all over this Hokie too. Sean.
Yeah, he's got a little left in the tank. If Virginia Tech laid down in the second half of a primetime game on a Saturday night with Enter Sandman,
Sean, and Virginia Tech canceled their series going to Old Dominion. It was a 2-for-1. It was a 2-for-1.
Cowardly Lions.
They should
swap mascots. They're the Cowardly Lions. Kramer, what are you doing here?
Right? What happened here, buddy?
Virginia Tech has 100% played road games in ODU before.
No, they just canceled it like a month ago. They canceled every game. They were supposed to play in Norfolk next year, and then 2 years after that, and then I believe 2 years after that, and they canceled all of those games. They're only welcoming them in the Blacksburg. And I'm wondering, Kramer,
Yeah, that's what
who
you
are
should
you rooting
do.
for here?
Why the fuck would you go to ODU? Why would you slum it and go to Old
Well, it's
Dominion?
clearly a better football program if you're canceling.
Why would you slum it and go down to Old Dominion?
Just like you did with East Carolina.
Again, why would you slum
so many
it?
times?
They'll
They beat you so many times.
They'll get you with the
lost your
banjo.
identity.
You go down south of the border.
The same situation.
You head into the Carolinas. You got to watch out for those the sticks, as they call them. They strum the banjo and your asshole.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they do.
ODU
At East
money
Carolina.
line, Sean.
Kramer does not speak for the program.
What? Virginia Tech? Virginia Tech should not be laying 7.5 in this game. You're crazy to lay 7.5, but it's allowing for all the donkeys to come in and bet Old Dominion. I'm going to take a pass on this game.
I'm putting you down for Virginia Tech -7.5.
I'm going to take a pass on this game. Well, this game didn't need to make the list.
Okay.
No, it needed to make. Sean texted me saying this is the one game we're going to cover with deep
Sean
analysis.
was behind this.
Yeah, of course.
TMZ.
Colton Joseph got his poster up in our studio.
It's going to be a shame when he tears.
Heisman ad. Right?
I know you're not supposed to say bad things about kids, but it's going to be a shame when he something bad happens to him.
Oh, how dare
Texas A&M heads to South Bend, Indiana. Again, these are the games people care about. 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. A&M, Notre Dame lane 7 -280 on the money line. Texas A&M +225. Kind of instincts say this feels like a bigger number. 43.5 is the total. Colby.
Yeah. Look, Notre Dame went in their game 1 of Mike Elko a year ago in College Station. Yeah, and I've had this one circled a little bit. I think Elko has been waiting for the opportunity. He used to coach at Notre Dame, so not that long ago with Brian Kelly and his family.
He didn't have the family at Notre Dame though.
He did not have the family.
Pick that up later.
Yeah. So he's coming back, and to me, I thought Notre Dame had a great game plan a year ago, but I also thought they had the benefit of catching him year 1 with a new offensive coordinator, radically different than the previous OC under Jimbo Fisher. And I thought Notre Dame was the better team, but they had that benefit of catching them game 1 where they're working out the kinks. I think it's the opposite here. I think Notre Dame has CJ Carr in game 2 going up against. I would not want to play Mike Elko. I know the defensive numbers have not been great at A&M in his short tenure there. He is a good defensive coordinator. I followed this guy at Richmond, Bowling Green, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, and A&M when he was with Jimbo. He is an elite DC. I think he's going to trick this young quarterback. And to me, if I'm Notre Dame, I would be very, very conservative on what you call for CJ Carr. I think A&M covers. I think they win it outright because they have the best. And that's another thing. A&M might have the best offensive line in the country. No one's talking about it. Really good offensive line A&M has.
I mean, Colby's making a compelling case, which is scaring me off because I'm going with Notre Dame. Love Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is the Andy Reid of college football. 7-0 ATS after a bye, and I thought the young quarterback looked good. And now you have 2 weeks to prepare. What are you laughing at?
It's incredibly confusing analogy.
What? Andy Reid's good after a bye.
No, I understand it once you explain it. But
what? How is that confusing?
Out of context.
He's black Andy Reid. That's what you're saying.
I mean, they both. I'm Kramer. Our audience knows Andy Reid is good off a bye.
The only thing they have in common is that they're good off a bye. I guess.
They're also football coaches.
2 things they have in common. Yeah. That's it.
I bet I can find more.
I doubt it.
You want?
Has Andy Reid done any bits with Shane Gillis?
Probably. They also, I'll bring up some more here. He was also a positional coach, much like Andy Reid starting his career. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
Colby, how has Texas A&M been on the defensive line?
That's the thing. They gave up a lot of yards to. Well, first off, you got to know that if you've watched Utah State football,
they used to keep a good program.
Well, no, they made a good hire, but they're not going to be the type of team that is.
Colby can't say something bad about them. You hear this?
With the pig farmer at the quarterback spot. So Utah State ran for I think it was like 80 yards against. But the game that was more, I guess, concerning if you're taking A&M was UTSA ran for a decent amount against them. I think it was like 190 yards or something like that against. But that's week 1, and also I think nowadays more so than ever with the 12-team playoff, you have in your non-con, you kind of keep it vanilla, knowing you have big matchups that can have playoff implications on the line.
Like this one.
You saw it with Georgia barely. What did they score? 28 against Austin P. I think this is more of that shit. So I don't look too far into it. I would say I think A&M will come ready to play for Notre Dame.
A&M hasn't been good on the number on the road against Elko. Notre Dame's again been a machine. 15-9-2 at home. I think this is a good spot for them. Kramer, what are you doing?
Sean taking the Irish. I'll join Colby.
Classic.
Classic
anti-Irish discrimination.
Yeah, and just love the defensive coordinator taking on a young quarterback angle. I think you saw it a little bit in the first game against Miami. Like over time, they started to adapt as we have tape on the kid. I imagine he'll be able to scheme some stuff up. Florida, LSU heading to Baton Rouge. I think LSU won the Death Valley Bowl earlier, so they get to keep the name Death Valley. -7.5 here, -280 on the money line. Florida coming off an embarrassing loss. The video of the assistant coaches leaving the coaching boxes was glorious. USF coaches just elated, and these loser Florida coaches with their head between their legs. 22.5, or sorry, +225 on the money line. 48.5 is the total. LSU looks pretty solid this year, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's the deal with Florida, Colby? Was that just a look ahead spot?
If you like, to me, there's LSU looked great, but Clemson hasn't looked good after that in their one game against Troy.
It's true,
but and then LSU didn't look amazing against La Tech last week. But this game is awesome. If you haven't watched this game is probably over the past 20 years. This probably has the craziest outcomes of any game I could think of. You have the Tebow play on 4th and 1. You have, just the shoe throwing incident that got Mullen fired.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you just have this game has. Remember the fake field goal behind the fucking head pass under Les Miles. So traditionally, I would say you want to take the points here, but I've locked up the under on Florida, and I didn't even have them losing to South Florida. I don't think Billy Napier's a good football coach. He's
on the hot seat, right?
I look, he killed it at Louisiana when the Sun Belt West was incredibly down. I don't know how good of an X's and O's coach. They let him be OC. I have my concerns. I also don't think Lagway gets a lot of hype for a guy that's never really looked good. And by the way, here's where I mentioned he's played one road game at Florida State last year when they were a 2-win team and there was like 30 people there. This is a road game. Loss.
LSU. DJ Lagway is Anthony Richardson 2.0 because I think the NFL scouts might be intrigued by him a little bit. And to your point, I'm sure you heard this, Colby, but the Cover 3 guys, I saw a clip where they were wondering how long it would take Cristobal and Napier to get out of an escape room. Would they ever be able to get out of that escape room? Because to your point, at some point, like how do these guys? How do schools keep failing in the same way by like hiring the recruiter who can't coach?
They were like, oh, he was with Saban at Alabama, and it's like, how many times does that have to fail before?
It's like
Cristobal too. Cristobal and Napier, Derek Dooley. You can go on and on. Mel Tucker. How many of these do you have to have? McElwain at Florida / Central Michigan when you had Connor Stallions on the bench. Who are the
Saban assistants that have been successful? Are there any on the defensive
Kiffin
side?
And Sark.
Any on the defensive side though? Because Kirby he was the guy.
Kirby Smart.
There you go.
Kirby Smart.
And that generally happens when you have someone that controls one side of the ball. They oftentimes have a weird coaching tree phenomenon where the offensive guys end up having more success, not the guys who can't replicate their system. And Napier sucks. I'm taking LSU.
Yeah, for me, it's the only case I think for Florida is getting up after that embarrassing loss, which
maybe they
possible.
lost because they were looking ahead. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, traditionally I love fading decent teams coming off embarrassing losses. I guess the counter for me is that LSU at home in Death Valley, I'm always going to be on them. And I think this is, to Colby's point, DJ Lagway in an incredibly rough spot. And I think the move might be we'll see how South Florida shakes out. But if Miami ends up winning and not winning and not covering, and Florida gets destroyed, they might really get up for that Miami game. I don't know. I'm not looking too far ahead. This is a young quarterback in Death Valley. I'm taking LSU.
I think one of the things, like if you just pay attention to this, the road quarterbacks for the young quarterbacks, Arch Manning looked terrible,
horrible.
In Columbus. You saw Ty Simpson in his first road start at Florida State look very shaky. You saw CJ Carr look like he had moments, but he got better as the game went on, but he did not look good, I would say, at Miami. And this has been a theme the whole entire season, especially now that you still have like some 7-year guys, but most of the COVID shit is over. So there's kind of been this gigantic gap. I'll take Nussmeier's been at LSU for a while, and you got Lagway. This is, like I said, is pretty much his first true road start. Have fun with that.
Yeah, you need to tell Kramer because he's still wearing the mask in the office. I told him, Kramer, come on, the COVID shit is over. Oh, Colby said COVID was over, and I'm saying, he's still.
Well, no, I thought he was wearing the mask because all the piss that hit his face last week. Because
great transition to the next game.
Great transition to the next game. Vanderbilt heading to Columbia, South Carolina, where they are getting. I'm sure Colby will tell you, getting disrespected on the point spread, catching 5.5 points here. I did hear a popular gambling host do some incredible mental gymnastics to do the transitive property to say why Vanderbilt should be favored in this game. Plus 170 on the money line. South Carolina minus 205. 48.5 is the total. One of these teams has an NFL quarterback, and one has a little annoying little gnat running around, running this gimmicky offense. Vanderbilt is the equivalent of the new kickoff rule in the NFL. Just a gimmick.
Oh, you're putting Colby in a pretzel. Don't do that to our guests, Ryan.
Just a gimmick.
This is Vanderbilt all the way. Pavia lives for these games. Virginia Tech wasn't a challenge. This is a challenge, but he's not going to get beat down by a cock on the road. This guy shows up early and often. What makes you doubt his ability to make this a game? I mean, Pavia is a dog. I'm going to be on Pavia every single time. Colby, are you on South Carolina? I would be surprised.
Yeah, I'm not on South Carolina. And part of the ridiculous AP poll is that South Carolina is ranked and Vanderbilt's not. Vanderbilt went Tulane Stadium, where South Carolina barely got past Virginia Tech there in that neutral site game where they had pretty much the home edge. Look, they've won 18 straight against Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia played last season against South Carolina, got beat down, and that was his worst game. They highlighted it in that fucking documentary. He is, to me, like this is his pinpoint. He's pinpointed this game, from what I understand, is like, this is the one. Fuck this. This streak is ending. And he's just the type of guy to do that. Kramer can be in denial all he wants, but Pavia is a winner, more than most we've ever seen at the quarterback spot in this day and age. He's going to be ready for this fucking game. I don't think South Carolina is that good this year. I think they played a shitty Virginia Tech team. I think they struggled against the South Carolina State team in the first half in the FCS. Vanderbilt, money line. They're better this year than they are last year. They got stronger on the O line. They got better at the skill position players. And they got Diego pissing Pavia, who is the ultimate fucking dog.
Yeah, winner 3-5 in conference last year.
That's pretty good for Vanderbilt's roster.
For a winner, losing more games than you win. Good for a winner.
I mean,
lay it.
Did you see that? What Vandy had on that team?
Beamer,
and to win some of those games, he was like a 21-point dog against Alabama.
Beamer clearly thought it was offensive the way they ran up the score in Blacksburg. He will not be okay with that. You saw the emotions he had around Blacksburg during that first opening game at the horrible neutral site location. Duke, Tulane. I am on South Carolina. I will. By the way, did you see there was a cock at the I think it was the Florida State game, a dildo on the field.
Oh,
yeah, just like the WNBA.
Yeah.
Were there more?
Tell me when the triple option propaganda has failed us. Tell me when. I'll wait.
What's that?
Colby's yelling at Kyle Kerbs in the chat.
Give my email address. Give my fucking email address on this.
Kyle, now we have to deal with this. Check out Kyle's shows. Great handicapper. Check out his YouTube.
Army just won at Kansas State. 18-point dogs. How did that happen? How? 43 minutes of clock time. How the fuck did that happen?
Let's have a summit. We'll call it the triple option summit.
Kyle saying I'm about 2 hours behind. I just want to shout out somebody finally calling Colby out on his weird ass triple option propaganda.
Calling me out incorrectly. 6 and 5 is not something to tout when you get better athletes in the other school.
We've already been down this road. Comparable athletes, and find me the defensive coordinator who had more success against Paul Johnson.
Clemson, easy.
Who was it?
Clemson, Brent Venables.
Fair. He was pretty good though as a DC before he became a head coach. Duke, Tulane, in beautiful Nolens, Louisiana. Tulane -1 here, -110 on the money line. Both ways, interesting. I would take that money line 10 times out of 10. 54.5 is the total. Under the lights down here. This is the ultimate private school Illuminati battle. I'm sure there's some high stakes in the dark, deep caverns. Someone's gonna have to walk on broken glass or maybe suck a dick. We'll see.
They trade skull and bones.
Is that why Retzlaff went there?
I mean, I would imagine it's like they saw his game off the field. They're like, come down to New Orleans, you'll fit right in. Where are we at with Duke on Tulane? By the way, a very popular team in the sharp streets. Where are we at with Duke, Colby?
That Illinois game, I think it was very misleading. In fact, I'll
got away from them. They were in there.
NC Nick's a lifelong Duke fan. All right. If you know, he's a lifelong, he's been a fan since fucking Anthony Dilwig was their starting quarterback back in the day. So, he sent me this text, which I thought, well, hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. A pretty hilarious text on losing by, what was that final score, Sean? Do you have that in front of you?
It was
you guys were both on Illinois, right?
No, I was on Duke. I thought it was
that's why you thought
45-19.
Illinois kicked their ass, just like I said.
They were in the game.
45-19. Come on.
This is the message. Duke loses 45-19, but I actually come away from this never being more excited to be a Duke fan in my life.
Come on.
They lost the turnover battle 5-0, but oh my God, when that offense is going, it's going.
Mensa is fun, but they got to clean up some shit. Can they do that at Tulane?
I'll take the sex kid over Mensa. Give me Retzlaff.
Mensa Society.
Well, the kid who had the
sex kid.
The sex transfer.
Sex transfer. I'm here for sex.
Is that a sex tranny? Is he transferred?
No, transfer.
Does that count?
No. I mean, I'm not. I mean that. It's okay.
You do transfer from one gender to the other.
Private schools don't usually jive with that kind of stuff.
Colby, are you taking Duke on the road here?
I am. No. I think they're a much better team. I think they're a much better team. I really believe that. Duke shot themselves in the foot a lot. Like some of those fumbles, I believe you could play that game 100 times. It would never happen ever again.
Someone just imagine me at a sportsbook just like slamming. How could they lose another? They had the worst fumble luck.
One of them, the running back recovers like all alone. Sean, you remember this, right?
Yeah.
Like, the quarterback fumbles. He gets hit from behind, and the running back has like 5 yards of space. No one's around him. He tries to pick it up and run with it, which he kicks it.
Oh my God!
Straight to an Illinois defender. No way. This is consistent. Duke is the play.
I mean, something I brought up before the season, but Illinois going to be very physical this year. Are they a team we track opponents the next week after they beat the crap out of the Leathernecks of Western Illinois? They got murdered by Northwestern. So perhaps I'm just saying, be careful. Duke could be sore and battered. I'm taking Tulane. This is not a good strategy. Disagreeing with Colby this much, I don't think so. We'll see. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to lose. Utah heads to Laramie, Wyoming to take on Wyoming. 5 p.m. on the West Coast, so we know there'll be some wind and some weather. A +24 home dog, 13-1 on the money line. Are you kidding me? 48.5 is the total. Listen, I watched Utah play. Utah still has a very good offense. Here's my concern here. The gap between Wyoming's defensive line and Utah's offensive line is very wide. Very wide. And this feels like a trap. So tell me why I should take the points.
Oh, I love the Laramie Cowboys here. First off, elevation handicap alert: 7,156 feet. Salt Lake is only at 4,326. That is still a big step up. Wyoming was 3-1 last year as a home dog, and you go obviously it's the same. The DC is the head coach now. If you go back to 2020, 11-3 ATS as a home dog, and Utah has Texas Tech on deck at home. This is textbook Laramie football. This is when they catch people sleeping. When they're a good program, a good team like Utah come in, they have the talent advantage. But this place is Laradice is going to be rocking here on Saturday night. 24 points. Utah is off to a great start, and you guys are right about.
They have an NFL offensive line, Sean. You can't it. It might look really bad, but I agree.
But
the situation.
Also, I think some of that you're tainted from the lack of physicality from the UCLA Bruins. I think is tainting a little bit of this handicap because Laramie.
Well, they fucked up Cal Poly too.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right.
They're just saying there's.
I think Wyoming's a better team.
Alma mater.
Colby, what are you doing?
I have to take. I mean, there's something that is age old, coach proof. It's something magical about War Memorial Stadium there in Laramie. Like that, no matter who the fuck is coaching them, when you have an elite Power 5 come there, it's like, why the fuck did you schedule that game? I know Utah. Like if we dive into it, they're better at every position. I don't give a fuck. Laramie is Laramie. I will take the points. They've beaten everybody there. They've beaten UCLA. They've beaten Louisville. They've beaten Oklahoma State. They've beaten Texas Tech. Virginia, when Virginia was actually good, they just fuck these teams up that come up there. So even the times they lost, I know A&M came up there loaded one year, and A&M got out 18-16. It's just something about this place. I cannot give away that many fucking points.
Cameron.
Are you referring to the Portland when Portland State came to town and they won by 2 touchdowns?
Are you talking about last year?
2 years.
That was Idaho. That was Idaho.
Yeah, I mean,
last year was Idaho.
They
lost to Idaho though. That was bad example.
They're a noticeably better team than last year, and people trying to diminish the win on the road against
saying Power 5 opponents when they come there. This is 30 years. We have 35 years of data of like Power 5 teams coming up there and getting fucked up.
And we have this conversation every time they're massive home dogs, and every time they cover and they're alive in the game, and people diminishing, oh, they only beat Akron 10-0. But yeah, this Wyoming team is never going to win pretty, especially on the road. That was in Akron as a road favorite. If this Wyoming team can get it done as a road favorite, you damn sure know I'm going to take them as a home dog.
I will also. I'll look to last year, 2024, when another team from Utah came up, covered the number against them as a 10-point favorite, and that's BYU.
So BYU is better elevation than Salt Lake.
What do you mean? They're both coming from your elevation handicap doesn't. This is one of the few teams where I'm going to say not so fast.
No, Provo is noticeably higher than Salt Lake City.
Sure, but they're both mile high plus.
No, Salt Lake is not a mile high.
Salt Lake is 4,800 feet. Whatever.
No. Keep going down. 4,326 feet. That's 900 feet short of a mile.
I'm looking at the campus elevation is 4,783.
Well, you got to get your shit together.
Well, you might be looking at the city.
They probably don't live on the campus.
Yes, they all live on the campus. I recently visited. They have very nice athlete dorms. No one is commuting from the city.
Who spent the most in college football this whole year?
Utah probably.
No, it's Texas Tech.
Oh, okay. Right. You're saying next.
They're on deck.
The look ahead. Yeah.
They're on deck. The team that went out and bought every player possible is on deck. I think it's a little bit of a look ahead spot.
Lay it. Minnesota again.
Kramer's just searching for a new football team because he's out of Virginia Tech.
I've declared weeks ago that the Utah potentially going to be acquiring Utah as a team to root for, and I'm very, very fond of this offensive line. Large dudes manhandling other large dudes. It's perfect for Saturday night TV. Minnesota heads to Berkeley, California to take on. Oh my goodness! Sorry, I'm distracted by this gopher that doesn't look like he has ever been in a boat. Doing the Heisman pose. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast.
That's Minnesota. Tony Dungy.
Minnesota laying 1.5 against Cal. Cal plus 105 on the money line. 43.5 is the total. 7:30 p.m. kick. So late night kick for the boys from Minnesota here. Colby, I'm gonna handicap the handicapper here. I'm gonna guess you like Cal in this spot.
I sent you a video. Can you play that?
Oh my goodness.
Can you play that? Because Cal's quarterback, and part of the reason I think the whole world was on the under on Cal because they saw all those transfers out, right? Your boy old Dundee. Now it's not final yet, but I think we're looking pretty good on the over. What was it, 4.5 with Cal? Because they have a great coaching staff. I know Ron Rivera comes in at GM, and I know you guys probably have your thoughts on Riverboat Ron, but I
business being a GM.
I believe Justin Wilcox is a very good defensive mind. I think he's a decent football coach. And also they hired Brian Harsin and Nick Rolovich on the offensive side, which I believe they really know what the fuck they're doing. They had Devin Brown, a 5-star from Ohio State, transfer over, and this freshman beat him out. This freshman quarterback
do I need
from
audio,
Hawaii.
Colby?
Yes,
Jesus
you
Christ.
do. Yes, you do. And the freshman quarterback, obviously Rolovich played at Hawaii, coached at Hawaii, so plugged into the pipeline there. They flipped him from Oregon, and this kid's a stud. And I'll wait. I'm purposely not saying his name for sake of comedic timing for the video.
Thanks for the heads up here.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for the heads up.
The spread, if you're wondering, Cal's a 1.5 point home dog, plus 105 on the money line. Total sitting 43.5. We have a segment on learning the quarterback's name from looks.
This is the second
like
time
news.
you repeated the spread as if I didn't already say it.
Well, someone in the chat was asking for it, so I thought
just said it.
Oh,
The
Jesus
chat,
Christ, you're
the
back.
chat can fuck off. Oh, the chat is just full of commands, and you love to let the chat be your master.
God, all right.
Right?
Okay.
Two
Sorry for repeating the spread to kill time while you pulled up the video.
Well, that's fine. It's the second time you've repeated it as if I didn't already say it. Here we go.
I was not trying to shame you. I was reminding the audience.
All right. I think that's self-explanatory.
That was easy.
Okay. So, all right. Keave. In Polynesian pronunciations, the W is pronounced like a V. Okay. So it's really Jaren Keave. Now we get to the good part. Saga Polutele, except
there is an N which is not silent, which you don't see here.
Nice carrot there.
Thank you.
That's a Cal
education right
there. What?
So yes, so the way to pronounce it, these Polynesian names, just like Tua Tagovailoa, you kind of slide the N in there, so it almost
Kinda.
is, like sanga, like you're singing a song. So, and the one thing, people get intimidated when they see all these letters. In Hawaiian pronunciations, you pronounce every vowel. Every vowel. So just, you break it up. Sanga, Polu, Tele. Put it all together. Jaren, Keave, Sanga, Polu, Tele.
Or as we like to call them now, JKS, because it's a lot easier on the broadcast. But Sanga Politele, super easy. I get to say it every weekend because I get to watch this kid play and grow up.
Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
These types of words, it's like a rhythm, and so like once you get the rhythm, it's easy.
Yeah. Guys, he's awesome. By the way, this guy will be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. And remember Mendoza? Everyone said the first quarterback off the board potentially next year. He transfers from Cal to Indiana. Look, this kid's better than him, at least for college football terms. I don't know Mendoza. Maybe he can make throws, that the NFL scouts like. I think Cal's better off now. He is a freshman, so at some point I'm expecting mistakes, but it ain't here at home. I'm expecting when they hit the road. This guy's been amazing to watch in 2 games of tape. And I will take Cal to win this game because of it. Now, Minnesota, good defense, but man, going all the way out west, I do wonder about, Minnesota, can they get the ground going with Taylor there? But I think Cal historically, I feel like it's hard to go into Cal Memorial. People think it's Stanford. They actually have fans.
Yeah.
They get lumped into the Stanford shit. I feel like
they
they
had game day there last year.
At halftime. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They might do some crazy shit. They got Tightwad Hill up there with all those people. I like Cal to win this game outright, man, to go to 3-0.
Cal historically in the Wilcox era, 13-5-1. ATS is a home dog, and as we know, they are getting 1.5 points here. I will take Cal. Colby sold me on this quarterback, and Colby, you were right. I thought, what was it, week 1 or week 0 against Oregon State? I'm like, you got to take Oregon State, but Cal put it on them. So I think some of that is certainly what Oregon State is this year, but I'll happily take Cal
I like
here.
that coaching staff, man. I think that's like really 3 really good football coaches on one staff, and not including some of the other position coaches. Riverboat Ron, maybe he's smart enough to say, "Hey, Wilcox, do what the fuck you got to do."
Well, I mean, that's what a good GM does, right? Maybe get out of the way, like facilitate. Also on Cal, I was trying to dig up some evidence of this, but I have memory of Minnesota not doing well when they travel to the West Coast, but was not able to find supporting statistics. So just say
I looked up the road ATS of PJ Fleck as a road favorite. It's about 500, but I don't know West Coast specifically.
Just not interested in this team this year.
I'll tell you when I watched the Buffalo game, I didn't watch the Northwestern State game.
They didn't look very good.
Drake Lindsay was a guy they brought in that everyone hyped up. I thought he looked like a complete lawn chair in that in the Buffalo game. So it's his first road start too. Another young quarterback, first ever road start here. We're fading that.
All right, last one. Texas State. Which, by the way, that was ridiculous. Arizona State heading to Tempe. Forks up, maybe laying 14.5 here. 7:30 p.m. on the West Coast.
I see 15.5 right now.
Oh, okay. Plus 500 on the money line, minus 700 for Arizona State. 59.5 is the total. We will pick it at 15.5. Colby, what's the deal with the?
What happened to Sam Levitt, man? 82 yards, 10 of 22.
I was told he was going to be going for a Heisman this year.
Yeah, by who?
Yeah, I'm glad I was skeptical
internet.
of Arizona State.
Oh,
because and you know I do think he's a good coach, Dillingham. I mean, Scadaboo was clearly such a dog and put the team on his back, and they just had a magical run last year.
And he called out the alumni like that. Coach Price should take some fucking notes.
That being said, I like this spot for Arizona State. The number might be a little too big, but this is a get right spot at home after losing the walk-off. I like Dillingham's ability to motivate this team to get up for this game. Texas State coming off an upset win against UTSA. So yeah, I think this is a good spot for
Colby,
Arizona
what
State.
happened
What
to
do you
UTSA?
do?
What? Come on.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I felt so good about that play too, man. Credit to them. I did not think that was possible with a freshman quarterback. But this is another one, guys. I mean, this freshman quarterback, what's his name? Brad Jackson, played really well. I mean, he threw for like 300 last week. Only 1 turnover. That was his first ever road game. I'm doubling down. No fucking way. That's a rivalry game too. So I think coming off of a rivalry game, you got to go to Sun Devil Stadium. Remember UTSA is like what, an hour away from San Marcos. So like it's a road game, but it ain't, I mean, it qualifies as a road game because UTSA fans were there and you know, it was loud, but I just, he's got to be human. It's got to stop here. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay it too, especially knowing the way Arizona State lost on you know, your defensive players. From what I saw, it was a miscommunication by the safety in the corner.
It's terrible.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Hey,
terrible.
we shouldn't. Hey, let's. Should we let that guy run past us on the post route?
Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
how do you lose? It's like that's the one thing you're playing for.
Very aggressive though to leave all your corners on an line on a 3rd and 8 like that. But Brian Ward, he's been a good defensive coordinator there. So, but I'll double down on State. I think a lot of people might jump on Texas State. I think Arizona State probably wins this one 31-14, 34-14, something like that. So let's go Sun Devils.
Not looking ahead to Baylor next week.
They can't look ahead anywhere right now. Like right now, after that loss, you gotta. They didn't play good against Northern Arizona week 1, so I think they just need to you know, take this one. Texas State almost beat them last year. Texas State probably should have beat them last year. They lost 31-28.
Kind of reminded me when Greg Williams blitzed the house on a Hail Mary, and then they just chucked it up, and it was a walk off. It was the Raiders,
Right.
I think.
Forks up, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I'm a little the over 2 touchdowns is a lot, but I'm going with the.
I don't know. I watched that UTSA a little bit of that game after I lost the bet, and man, I will agree with the chat. The Texas State quarterback.
No, he's good. He's good.
He is
Gonna
good.
feel stupid,
But
when
he's got to be human at some point, right? I mean, he's a true freshman. What are we fading? We're fading the road spots. This is back-to-back away too. I'll take my chances.
Time for the Lock, Dog, and Tease, brought to you by mybookie.ag. Head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% back bonus up to $500 for new customers. Mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Kramer, first lock.
Georgia.
Ooh, that's a good lock. I think I'm going to also be on that. Dog.
Ooh. I almost stood out of line there. Is it I don't usually put a Friday spot on here, but is it crazy to take New Mexico? Is that crazy? No, you know what? Give me Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, and what the
plus 220,
plus 225 on the money line.
Lock number 2. Give me UCF plus all the points.
USF, right?
What did I say?
UCF.
Oh yeah, USF
plus
not
17
UCF.
and a half.
Which, by the way, this is such an electric story because all that the national media loves to talk about how football's better when Florida State's good. Football's better when Miami's good. Florida. And then people are saying, well, football's better when all 3 of those schools are good. And then South Florida comes in and just drops their giant bull nuts on the table. Watch out. All right. Let's
bonus lock.
Let's do a bonus lock. I don't like the idea of taking the short number with Arizona. I do kind of like fading UCLA. I do kind of like fading Minnesota. You know what? Let's land on this LSU team. Florida sucks. And I told myself stay with major conference takes. Although South Florida's kind of outside that realm, I'm fading Miami once again. Tease. Jesus. Utah down to 18.
Scared.
What do you mean?
Scared of Laramie.
Cal up to 7.5.
It's a good tease, Kramer.
Yep. That's how you do it. And let's go Georgia Tech up to 9.5.
Ooh. Okay. All right. For me, Georgia Tech is it's pretty interesting. All right. For my first lock, Arizona plus 1.5. Kansas State is bad. I keep looking at what I'm missing here. Next lock, I also agree with Kramer. Give me Georgia -4. And for my next lock, come on, my bonus lock, it's got to be Wyoming, the Laramie Cowboys plus 24.
Oh.
For my money line, there's a couple interesting money lines. One, obviously Pavia. The other one, sorry, Kramer, it is not good times in Hokie land. Give me ODU on the money line plus 245.
Enjoy betting on a I don't know, inbred zesty cat.
It will be fun. All right, for my tease, give me LSU -1.5. Give me Cal up to 7.5.
I recently read something that said the English royal family is inbred to the point of like it being like very. It's clear they're inbred, like based on the bloodlines. Like they're inbred to the point where you would declare inbreeding in this country. Like, yeah, it's why. I mean, I'm a horseman now too, and I dive deep into that blood genetics. It's pretty disgusting.
All right, so my last leg of my tease, great. Fun.
Well, ODU, they're basically the monarchy over there.
Oh, okay.
The Monarchs, I believe, right?
LSU -1.5, Cal plus 7.5, and Notre Dame laying a point. My 3-team tease. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up them dogs. Georgia Bulldogs against Tennessee.
Okay.
Smart of you to copy me there.
Let's lock up the New Mexico Lobos there.
I almost did that.
I like that.
Think they know how to get to California? Are you to LA, or did Foster have to help them?
And
Southwest,
let's lock up. Let's fade the sex tranny and go with Duke to get it done.
Duke is the small little yapper. +1,
and the dog is look. I want to jump on so many other dogs, but there's one that it's been loyal to me. And Sean, I'd like you, to take it in, just breathe and smell that piss all over Kramer's face. All right,
I smell it. What the Pavia is cooking.
It's disgusting.
I have to take Pavia on the money line because, that piss is still in the air, and it's treated. It's he's been pissing on a lot of people, but it ain't me and you, Sean. We made a lot of money off of Pavia.
He's treated us well. I mean, that was
sellers. I apologize.
That was going to be my other one. Colby, what's a tease for the ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, let's tease. Let's tease New Mexico up.
Oh my God.
What is that?
22.
What is that number? Yeah, that's perfect. LSU minus, what is it? 1.5 now?
Yep.
Or 1.5. And let's go to Arizona State. Let's go to Arizona State.
Knock it down to 9.5.
9.5. And guys, I will propose a fade the young quarterbacks parlay of we bet on LSU against Lagway and really his first ever road start. We go with Cal against the lawn chair in his first ever road start. And we go with Arizona State against Texas State in their Texas State's second ever road start. But it's no way. Lightning strikes. No, come on. Fade the young quarterbacks parlay.
So Colby's.
Go ahead. I was
LSU plus 7.5, Cal plus 1.5, Arizona State laying the 15.5.
I was just going to update. So the average English royal family member is
what podcast is Kramer on?
Is essentially the equivalent of second cousins having children. Funny enough, the most inbred royal family is the Spanish, who I don't know what happened in the 1700s, but they got crazy, and now. The average, basically, the parents are first cousin. I mean, it's disgusting. These people are.
That is a.
And now you're pulling for ODU football after all of that. Good luck.
Okay. Aren't you? You're insulting the Monarchs there. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Come on. It was a bit too long for you.
The only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
I thought we were talking Lock, Dog, and Tease. And Kramer's hitting all the Royals.
I was just cleaning up some data I was putting out earlier.
I would say since we all locked up Georgia for the contest, that's one of our consensus.
We maintain the same plan. I think we pick them out and we finish with the consensus.
All right. What's your first pick?
Who wants to go first?
You've gone first previously.
Georgia.
Okay. Ruining the consensus. I'll go.
Well, there's plenty of other consensus.
I do like Georgia. Yeah, give me Arizona plus 1.5. Kansas State sucks. Colby.
Let's go to the likes of. I'm gonna trust my locks, guys.
Good strategy.
That's what we do here. Give me these Lobos at the Rose Bowl in front of 12 people. Yeah,
I want them in the card. That's good. Kramer, next pick.
LSU
minus 7.5.
Florida sucks.
All right.
And that line might actually be different on the contest. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, Colby's with me. Wyoming plus 24. That because Kramer already used my other lock, which I thought would have been a good consensus, but I will go Wyoming plus 24 points. Colby, second play.
I mean, I know Kramer disagrees with me, but
that's the point. That's why we all have to pick, because we're not good enough to go 7-0.
Duke plus 1.
Sean, should we go Duke? I mean, I love Duke, but I also know that Pavia is the absolute greatest human being to walk planet Earth.
It's your call because
you didn't lock up Pavia, did you?
No, you didn't lock up Pavia.
I wanted the money line. I wanted the money line because that's more value. So Sean, get Duke off the board. Let's go with Vanderbilt. Get this because we know this pile of trash over
I don't want to not
piss.
have Pavia on the card. All right, so our seventh consensus play that we agree on: Arizona State laying the 15.5, USF getting the 17.5, which no one used. I think we all like Georgia Tech plus 3.5.
Yeah, we should take some.
And Wake. I like South Florida, but Cole, you made a good case for Cal. I also like that. Kramer, what do we do?
I would say we should, based on our I think we should. I was gonna say we should take the points, but we kind of do need a favorite on there.
ASU.
We have LSU, we have Georgia.
We only have two favorites, but I'm saying so.
ASU.
Yeah, all right.
ASU.
Colby's okay. I'm fine with that.
We were there. They treated us. We had some of that delicious pizza.
Venezia's. Shout out to Venezia's. Okay, great show as always. Hit us up on Spotify with a 5-star. Comments, questions, Always appreciate you guys rate and review over there. Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Smash that subscribe button. Check out Colby Dant and the College Experience crew wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And
I like this 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's keep it up.
Jesus
guys.
Christ!
I didn't audit the list before Colby got live. Colby added rows. He somehow
he knows how to add rows.
Well, he added rows and managed to not screw up any of the formatting. So I'm actually quite impressed. That's
and of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Go Utes.
Kramer, let it ride.